From the Pro Image Group of Companies, Pro Sport, in conjunction with the Victorian Football League, presents Pro Football.
Hello and welcome once again to more great VFL action in pro football. This week, after a pretty wintry week, we're down at Moorabbin, always a somewhat moist ground, for the clash between the home side St Kilda and reigning champions Essendon. Essendon have been able to get their game back on the rails in recent weeks, while the Southern Saints have shown enormous aggression in the past few weeks, but still have been unable to snatch those vital 4 premiership points. Bear in mind too, this is a critical game for the Bombers, because if they can keep winning, there is still a faint hope of the double chance. So let's go down to Moorabbin now for the opening bounce of an entertaining clash. We pick it up at the first quarter, the clash between Essendon and the Southern Saints.
Welcome viewers to the Moorabbin ground here. Today, round 20, the pro football game between Essendon and St Kilda. Essendon and St Kilda travelling down to the Moorabbin ground. There's a bit of light drizzle today. I'm your commentator, Greg Gill, as the siren goes. And introducing Murray Clapp as they bounce the ball for the beginning of this game of the pro football match. And Simon Batten high up in the air, drops the ball down to the ground to Lockett, who's trying to do something with it. Players are everywhere. Could be doing scoops out of the pack, down to Donnell, trying to break clear of the game. Handball's back into position, running through there as a St Kilda player. Met very heavily by Baker. Crowd didn't like that one. Said it was a pretty unusual bump. And the free kick has gone to St Kilda. Dropping the ball down, short pass to Narkle. Narkle stops, decides to go back, looking for someone. Elects to play on big driving kick down to the forward line there. Right up in the square, the players fly. No one can quite get to it. And over the back goes a strong bit of play. Young Harvey trying to fight it out. Couldn't quite beat the young number 30 in Ingleton. St Kilda. Littler. Handballs across to Cunningham, can't do much with it. The ball's rushed over the line and will be thrown in just near the 50-metre line of the South Road end. Donnell. A few of the players very keen. St Kilda are always strong starters in their home ground. Have not beaten Essendon for 11 times since they've met in the last 11 times. Wow, Jones. Madden. Ball on the ground. Nobody can get it. The umpire will ball it up.
Yes, St Kilda throwing a few new players into the fray today, Greg, namely Brendan Littler from the Coburg VFA, and also Ben Ingleton. A couple of young players we'll keep an eye out for.
Right. Wow, Jones doing everything he can, trying hard there in the pack. Nobody can get anything. There's Keel trying to break out of the pack, but the ball was neatly picked up by Ingleton, who's had his second kick in as much time. Swept off the pack. There's Burns. Burns trying to do something, runs around, drops it on the left foot, lifts his head, looks for the goals, hits the post. Well, that's a bit unfortunate for Burns. It was a nice bit of football. He read the ball well. Swept around the left foot, lifted his head up, had a good look, and it's hit the post. So the first score now at the 2-minute mark of the first quarter here. St Kilda 1 point, Essendon yet to score. Essendon plays on, folds, takes the handball. Drops the ball down to Hawker. Hawker takes a nice safe mark in defence in front of Tomei, who's playing his 50th game today for St Kilda. There's a little bit of a fray and fracas there. There's 15 metres if ever I've seen one. And a little push in the face to go on with it. A handball over to Hamilton. Hamilton's seen what's looking. He's dropped the ball down to centre half forward towards the scoreboard end. No one can get to the ball. Rushing in is Hazard, ever dangerous. Can't get his hands to it. The ball's down to the ground. The players on top of each other. Clark running in to try and do something with it, but safely pulled out of defence by Jobling. Jobling kicking the ball down to the back there. The centre half back with Narkle doing everything he can to try to get his hands on the ball. And the umpire said, no, I'm sorry, but you get a free kick, Narkle. You were put down with that possession. Narkle takes his kick on the 50-metre mark.
Comes up to the centre of the ground on the far side, punched down heavily there by the Essendon player. Coming in as Narkle again, gets one too high, but on the shoulder the umpire deems, and Narkle is going to take his second kick, free kick in a matter of minutes. Kicks it back towards the centre of the ground. Oh, diving mark there. Cool play on there. Kicks out of the centre again down here for the St Kilda player, and Tony Evans, a new boy, but it's picked up beautifully there by Duckworth for Essendon. Chases on for the ball. Down to her. The man in front is Daryl Cunningham from St Kilda. They both dive on it. Very slippery down here at Moorabbin today after some early rain. The crowd call for ball. The umpire says, no thanks, I'll have none of that. Give it to me and we'll ball it up right in front of our commentary position. The rain is cleared. Essendon yet to score, and St Kilda have registered a behind already. Oh, a bit of jostling there by Wow Jones, and yes, Simon Madden will take the free kick right in front of us down here. Wow Jones getting on top of Madden.
Crowd not happy about
Goes
that.
for the
Madden backed
handball.
into him.
Neil Clark sends a kick down here looking for the Flyers. Oh, beautifully sharked off the pack there is Baker. He goes for a little stab pass, but he can only register behind, and that puts Essendon on the board. And they go to 1 behind, 1 point. The same score as St Kilda. Oh, I thought Leon Baker might have rushed that a little bit. He had an open goal to run to.
Yes, he wasn't under a lot of pressure. He beautifully scattered that ball off the back of the pack as he came running through. But such is the situation, there was no one to kick it to.
And the sun's starting to come out here at Moorabbin as big Wow Jones takes a mark on the as he goes to the knees. Ex-Carlton big man, now playing obviously for St Kilda, looking for a lead. Puts it down to the centre flank position. They fly. No one can take the mark. Harvey's in there. He gets it out. Puts a left foot kick down. No one home for Essendon. Coming there. Now Danaher goes for the hand pass. Salmon fresh from 11 gold bag last week. Down to Tanay, who Greg has already told you playing 50 games. Oh, flattened after the kick there downfield. The St Kilda fans not happy with that one, as John Collins got flattened. Anyway, it's play on from the centre of the ground. Up here looking for Cunningham. Oh, big flyer there off the pack as an Essendon player. Can't take the ball. Tay again. Dummies the hand pass. Swings around. Throws another one out. This is the new player in Ricky Nixon. Gets a kick down. Oh, another beautiful mark there. And that's by Ben Ingleton. Tony Evans. Tony Evans. Play on, Paul. He runs around 2 of them. Puts a kick down here to the full forward position, looking for Lockett. Over the top of his head, too far. Coming in there for Essendon is Considine to clear it up. Goes to ground. Bill Duckworth, ever reliable, kicks it out of the danger zones for Essendon. Hawker now with a free run of the ball. He picks it up. Swings around now onto the left foot. Big kick down here looking for Salmon, who makes the lead. He's being sandwiched by the players, but comes down now. Clark driven to the ground. It's going to be one of those days again, Greg. A lot of fumbling. Beautifully taken out of the pack there by the St Kilda player and John Collins.
Yes, I agree with you. As you see, Gill picking up the ball now and driving the ball down to the centre half forward position. It's pretty greasy and scrappy. Cunningham's picked the ball up, I should say Burns. Burns has dropped the handball around. He's dropped the ball to Burt. He's lifted his head up. I don't think it's going to go through for a major. In fact, it's over the line, it's through for a point as we look at the 6-minute mark of this quarter, and you've got St Kilda 2 points, Essendon 1 point. And I'll tell you what, St Kilda really are apt to give these people a shake, aren't they? I mean, the Bombers have been looking pretty hot. St Kilda, of course, a lot better team than people give them credit for. As the players kicked out Harvey and Jones, no one can take it. The ball drops to the ground. Madden doing what he can to pick the ball up. Handballs across to the centre. He was almost caught. The ball down on the ground now. Trying to scoop it up as a young fella in the name of Dixon. Nixon now, the ball over the back. You come again, Nixon. Looking for the handball. He's picked it up. He's been swapped upon. Nagel. Thompson. Drives the ball clearing. Terry Danaher takes a diving mud in the mud pack there. Should be great for his skin. That's about the only way it's going to work. Pushing the ball through is Cunningham, looking as keen as ever, trying hard to back it off in the back line. The Essendon players, the umpires found a free kick, saying it was too high. And that'll be Folds, ever reliable Folds. Always gets a bag of kicks, this bloke. Pretty hard man to beat on the back line. Finds Madden by himself there towards the centre. Unnecessarily tackled at the moment. 15 metres, as would be expected, not necessary. That's a short 15. Play on calls the umpire to Madden. He drives ball down to Salmon, who's leading up but heavily covered. St Kilda players everywhere trying to stop the ball. And the umpire says, give it to me. We'll bounce it up. 6.5 to 7 minutes. 7 minutes gone on this first quarter here at the Moorabbin ground. St Kilda 2 points, leading Essendon 1 point, and it sure is a hot one. Sun shining. No rain at the moment. The ball is bounced up. Beautifully tapped out by Wow Jones. He's won a few of the tackles. Baker breaking through the pack. Handballs in front of him. Clark picks up the ball. He drops around the left boot. Straight across to Ezard, who's in front of him. Ezard has a look at the goals. Drops the ball to boot, and the crowd says 1 point. Inaccurate kicking from both teams. Essendon now 2 points. St Kilda 2 points. This game is really good. It's shaping up right from the moment that we arrived here. This game, and the boys come out in the ground as the ball is kicked out. The players set themselves. Elshaw couldn't quite take the mark. The umpire will say holding the ball, and it's against Elshaw.
Daryl Cunningham retrieving the ball there. I think he'll take the kick.
Going to make him go back over his mark and take that kick, and the St Kilda players certainly really taking this game right up to Essendon, who I think have been a bit of a shock at the moment.
Yeah, they're going in hard, the Saints. As Big Whale Jones takes the ball now, looks across out here for his teammate and John Collins, who's had a million touches already. He taps it on, but the umpire said he got legged, and he'll receive the free kick. Little John Collins has been in everything from the outset so far, and St Kilda are going to give Essendon a bit of the run for their money in the early stages. Drop down here for Greg Burns. Can't take the mark there. Drops the ground, David Grant that is, and after the ball, play on, said the umpire. Now he'll come in and ball it up. Just looking down here at the sheets and see St Kilda last defeated Essendon at Moorabbin, where we are today, obviously, in 1980. So it's been a good 5-6 years before they've had a taste of victory over the Bombers. Could it happen today? Most people doubt it. Goes to the ground. They dive on top of it. The umpire will come in and ball it up. On the half forward line for St Kilda, on the outer side, scoreboard reads St Kilda 2 behinds, 2 points. Likewise Essendon. Harvey comes out with it, puts a high kick, a dangerous one across the face of goals. Comes down now, tapped on here for the St Kilda player. The ball very slippery, no one can pick it up. That was Brendan Little, the new player, couldn't take control of that ball. And now on the 50-metre line, right in front of the face of goals, the umpire has asked for the ball and he'll bounce it up. Big pack of players congregating around the ball here. Interesting to see who gets the first major on the board. As St Kilda desperately looking for it. Harvey comes through. He gets tackled and the umpire said play on. Now's a chance for St Kilda. He dodges and weaves. It's job like Keel. Keel centres the ball. Oh, good save. No, Walsh didn't complete that mark. It goes to the ground. Umpire calling play on, but now he said no. Too scrappy, I'll have the ball, thanks.
Yes, St Kilda trying very hard at the moment, Murray, to get it right up to Essendon. I think Essendon have been caught a bit short. They've always had a bit of a trouble trying to beat St Kilda at the Moorabbin ground. It's never been easy over the past years, and I guess today is going to be an exception with the wet ground. The ball heavily punched out of the pack by Burns.
There's a chance
but running in for an open goal is Littler, and Brendan Littler playing a very big, his first senior game in football, has just kicked his first goal for the Saints. We've moved into the 10-minute mark of the first quarter here at the Moorabbin ground, and St Kilda now 1 goal to 8 points, leading Essendon 2 points, and there was a great bit of football started by Burns. Is he a big knockout there, Murray?
Big knockout, and Brendan Littler, what a great way to start off your VFL career by kicking a goal. Used to play with the VFA club Coburg, where I know Phil Cleary, the coach out there at Coburg, had big raps on him, and he's opened up his debut here with St Kilda by kicking the first goal.
Bounces up. Players set themselves. Madden and Jones couldn't do anything about it. Very scrappy play, very hard. Hawker's in there, so also is Narkle. No one can get rid of the ball. Umpire's going to ball it up again. It's a pretty boggy season out there. Great for the skin. If you're a female, that's about all that's good for it at the moment. Doesn't do the players any good. Mixed tackle, tap out there. I'd say that Madden got it, but somebody's in the back. But the umpire says no, I'll ball it up again. Very scrappy. As you can see on your screen now, there's at least a dozen players milling around that ball, and they're all pretty keen to get something happening. Essendon is certainly keen to get a goal. Big tap out by Wow Joe, straight to Narkle. He's bounced out of the pack. He dodges around a couple of players, and Harvey, who hit the ground, drops the ball on the left boot. Up in the air, and a beautiful mark there taken by Keel. Keel took a great mark over the top of Fold's end. He gets back onto the ball and drops it straight down to a player all on his own, uncontested. And there you see it there, a great mark by David Grant. Young David Grant. He would be about 35 metres, 35 metres out, right in front of goal, on a very simple angle. Kevin Walsh not too happy about that. The Essendon backman as he comes in to take his kick. The ball's on the boot. Umpires had to run away. It's only a point off the side of the boot. Unforgivable sort of thing, that too, to Grant. But nonetheless, that takes the St Kilda score now to 1 goal, 9 points, leading Essendon 2 points at around about the 13.5-minute mark as the ball is kicked out of the ground now. Players fly, no one can get it. The ball tapped on, it's going down to the ground. Elshaw chasing into it, almost a kicking in danger as the crowd calls it. Elshaw trying to get around to pick up the ball, but it's over the line and out of bounds, just on the 50-metre mark on the right-hand attacking zone for St Kilda towards the South Road end.
Okay. The umpire throws the ball back in. Madden and Wade Jones. Madden had the front position, tapped it down beautifully there for his teammate and Hawker. He swings the ball back. Mark uncompleted there, but the umpire blew the whistle and said on the shoulder to the St Kilda player. This looks like Jobling. Shocking kick. Keel in front, goes to ground. Tomei hand passes it. Now it's kicked down here, but Walsh all by himself, uncontested, takes the mark in defence for Essendon. He's on, out here to Frank Donnell. He swings around, a little bit of trouble, but evaded beautifully. Puts the boot back into the centre of the ground. Flyers there for Essendon and St Kilda. No one can complete the mark, it comes to ground. Now Hawker, he swings around on the right boot, looking down here for Danaher. Comes to ground, here's Clark. Oh, you're going to surely get one on the back there. No, umpire said calls play on. Now Cunningham comes away with St Kilda. The crowd very parochial down here. They roar. Ben Ingleton pushed down here, but there's no one home. Hamilton comes out, goes to ground. Donnell playing the ball in front of him. I think they'll be content to see this out of bounds. He's kicked it out of bounds. No, he hasn't on the full. And this is the St Kilda player and Tony Evans. St Kilda right into attack in the opening minutes of this game here at Moorabbin. Goes for the kick up the ground. Now a chance for Gill. He swings out. Walsh again, the ever reliable. Beautifully charged down there by Daryl Cunningham. Good bit of football. And Jelly, the coach of St Kilda, will be very happy with that. Good endeavour there by the part of...
that was Burns.
Burns, Greg Burns at least. Blonde-headed boys. Harvey gets it out. This is Daryl Cunningham chasing after the ball. But coming in all amidst solidly.
That's gutsy.
Clark.
And he hurt himself too. Yes. Clark is down.
He's down. Chance here for the Saints. The Southern Saints, they bring it out wide. Ben Ingleton, ordinary kick. Greg Burns and everything, keeps the ball in play. Peter Keel, he taps it through. Harvey, tackled by Narkle, gets his kick in here. 2 Essendon players to 1 Geelong, 1 St Kilda, and Hawker's the one that comes out with the ball. Oh, good pass to Danaher. He steadies on the 50-metre line. Salmon calling for the ball up in the goal square, but Danaher electing to ignore that lead. He's down there, one out, Salmon at the moment. Now he's still running around. Danaher doesn't know what to do with this kick. The crowd are giving him plenty of curry as he puts boot to ball. It's a big kick. It's going to drop short, and force, no. Down to ground, now it's over the line, adjacent to the point post. No score.
Yeah, there was a heavy ball. It's showing you just how heavy that ball can get very quickly with the mud, isn't it, Murray? And that was a kick that fell well short as Jones has the big hit at and pushes it through and over the line for a point. So I guess he just wanted to clear that away and stop Essendon from scoring a goal, as you can see there. So another point to Essendon. 1 goal, 3, 9 points in Kilda, leading Essendon 3 behinds, 3 points.
Well, there's
the kick out. Taken over the 50-metre line there in the back pocket. Baker trying everything he can to get hold of the ball. No one can do anything about it. Players on the ground. Hawker was in there. So also Madden. Umpire says he'll ball it up. And I guess we'll have a pretty lengthy procession of ball-ups today. Be more moves than a tin of worms out there with these guys after the first quarter of Essendon don't start doing something. The players are down the ground. Narkle grab when not in possession against Stu Baker. Narkle goes back to take his kick. Looking for someone to kick it to. Drops the ball, a short little 30-yard kick. In the back there was Walsh. Walsh couldn't quite take the mark. Drives him into the ground, and the umpire says it's a free kick against you too, Richardson. And so now we see the St Kilda player, I didn't quite pick up who that is, driving the ball down.
David Grant.
To David Grant. Now just over the 50-metre mark near the centre half forward position. The ball's at Peter Budge, trying everything he can to scoop the ball out. Brought to the ground by Folds, and the umpire says play on. Back into the centre of the ground now, Baker. Couldn't quite take the mark. Umpire says it's the man in front. And that's Grant, and he was doing everything he can. Handballs over to Narkle. Narkle running around in the centre, looking for a player on his own. Not a very good kick. Danaher intercepts as much as he can. He still can't do anything with it. No one can get to the ground. Nobby Clark gets to it. So also McConville. McConville handballs over to Tomei. Tomei drops the ball down. Beautiful strong mark.
Lockett.
Excellent mark, Lockett. Always tell, very well settled. Read that ball beautifully well off the back of Hamilton. Hamilton trying if he could. Madden also down there. Lockett about to have a shot for goal. Pretty good angle. This fella doesn't miss too many.
It's a good kick.
Lining them up. Very deliberate. Coming in. Lutz got off the boot. No, it's off the side. Has travelled across. That's 1 point. Well, that's a disappointing kick for Lockett. He's normally would have kicked that one. It shows you today what's going on.
Well, it's two now, Greg, that they missed from in front. There should be a couple of goals more.
Absolutely, we see Elshaw doing. Izzard elected to play up from full-back there, kicked the ball across, went over the line of Harvey and young Ingleton, who were fighting it out, and young Evans down there on screen, as you can see. The umpire throwing the ball in. Forward flank position, Jones and Madden. Madden gets a tap out, but it's quickly picked up by Ingleton, who kicks the ball into the ground. Umpire says too high, and that's a St Kilda free kick again. St Kilda looking pretty comfortable at the moment. Gill is the man that gets out from underneath the pack with that free kick, and well deserved too. Gill looking for someone, drives the ball into the centre of the ground in the centre forward position. The players fly. No one can quite get to the ball. The ball's dropping to the ground. Players in there everywhere trying to do it. Burns is trying to do something with it. Narkle's in there. So also you can see it's Hamilton and I've just forgotten his name for the moment, but I'll pick it up. Duckworth.
Billy. Young Bill.
Bounce of the ball. Jones. Madden. Jones gets a tap out. And he's done well today too so far. Players are down on the ground there. Trying to intercept that was Harvey. Crowd didn't like that one. It was pretty fair. Stakes on the mill again, and the umpire says, give it to me.
This could end up into an interesting little match this afternoon with both players keen to do well.
Only 20 minutes in, and whilst it's not a very big crowd, no more than about 7,000 or 8,000, they're certainly very vocal. Predominantly a St Kilda crowd, no doubt. The player's ball is tapped out from the tap out. Umpire's found a free kick from tripping up.
Narkle. He looks like he's ready.
Narkle. Izzard to take the kick. Izzard has a look. Pulled up play. Jones got too far under it. Baker on his own. Takes a strong mark, runs around Jones, looking for someone. Is the lead there? Yes, it is. It's a good strong mark taken by Salmon.
Beautiful pass there by
Lovely pass.
Baker.
I mean, it was a high kick, but for Salmon's side, it landed straight on his chest. Yeah. I mean, it was a terrific mark, and he's got a lot of pace for a big bloke, Salmon, so you always got to lead fairly well in front if you're going to pass to him, and it certainly was Baker's football there that set this up for Salmon, which is, of course, how Salmon gets most of his goals from good leading anyway. He's certainly going to be a great full forward or utility player, whichever way you like to put it. Lining up the goals now, ever deliberate as he always is. Ball's on the boot. Umpire runs to the side of the post, puts his hand up. It's only 1 point again. Well, there you go for some inaccurate kicking today. We've had deliberate shots for goals. St Kilda 1 goal for 10 points leading Essendon, 4 points at the 22-minute mark as the kick-out is taken. The players flies. A nice strong mark taken by Frawley, it looks like. The umpire has said it's yours.
He's been playing on Salmon today, down there in the fullback position.
He's gone out there. He's going to have his kick. Driving it down the position, flank position. The players fly. There's another strong mark taken there too. So that looked to me like that was Gamble.
Gamble, is it?
Grant, I should say. No, he's what's he done? He's found an Essendon. He's found a free kick. I didn't see that. You might be able to pick that up in your monitors later. Essendon elects to play on. Handball through to Madden. Madden runs around the umpire. Dodges, kicks the ball into a St Kilda player trying to smother. The ball is picked up by England now. He drops the ball out. Tries to find somebody in Evans. Young Evans now drives the ball down through, but there on his own is Folds.
Folds taking Essendon out of the danger zone. Looks for Harvey. Punch down here for St Kilda. Good use of the body there by the St Kilda player. Chases after it. Bit too much pace there for Baker. They both struggle after it. Here comes Gill. Gill dummies a hand pass. Gets one in, but no one home there for St Kilda. The chance here for the Saints as they pressurising the Essendon players. 26 for Mark Thompson. Takes the ball over the boundary line and out of bounds. About 5 metres around from the pine post. The forward flank for St Kilda. Thrown back into play. Madden there, uncontested. Takes it down to Harvey. Ball dropped there by Considine. Now's a chance. Oh, no, he kicks it to the man. Through the man, recovers beautifully. Scruffy players. Walsh goes for the hand pass. He hand passes it straight to May. Keel's got the ball now. Now here's a chance for Ingleton, who's been everything. He's put it on the boot. He's put it right through, and St Kilda fans down here go crazy. As St Kilda, through the agency of Ingleton, kick yet another goal. St Kilda 2 goals for 16 And they lead Essendon 4 behinds, 4 points. 12 points the difference.
Well, we're at the 24-minute mark here, Murray, and that goal was well kicked and well placed. Just goes to show you St Kilda looking far more desperate team than Essendon.
For sure.
St Kilda looking terrific. Anybody watching, as you can tell by the crowd, is certainly very proud of the way these boys are going in.
And little Ingleton for St Kilda's playing a ripper first quarter. Big Wow Jones, obviously an infringement in the centre of the ground there against Madden. Big chance now for St Kilda to go back into attack. Oh, it's a good mark there by the Saints player. Just didn't quite pick up who that is. 47. This is the new boy, Brandon Littler, ex-Coburg VFA. 45 metres out. Torpedo punt, won't make the distance. Madden down there, goes to ground, looking for a rover here for St Kilda. Here's a chance for the Saints. He swings around on the right foot. Gary Hodges. I think he might have. Hodges has stopped it. He's stopped it.
Goal of the day.
Great goal by Hodges, roving the pack beautifully there as Madden couldn't complete the mark. It went to ground. Hodges picked it up, swung around, and slotted it through for St Kilda's fourth.
Just pick that up on your replay, folks, at home, and you'll see that beautiful goal. I mean, you'll see that on the World of Sport tomorrow, goal of the day. And a brilliant kick, that straight off the boot, and there's no doubt about it. They're the sort of match-winning things that St Kilda are doing. And Essendon looking a little bit rattled at the moment, Murray.
Come on, the Saints. Being a Hawthorn supporter, this is looking good for me. Ball goes to ground. 22 points, plays 4, and the umpire's blowing the whistle. He's found an infringement in the centre there. I think he's going to ask for the ball back, and he'll do it all over again. In fact, he tosses it up in the air, throws it up. Madden and Wow Jones contest it. Goes down to Hawker, ends up coming out with the ball. Here's little Lezard, kicks it on too far, and it goes over the boundary line. And for the 25 minutes of this quarter, it's been all St Kilda. They've done the majority of their attacking here today. Umpire throws it back in. Well, Jones gets the punch out that time. Comes to ground. 15 for St Kilda's John Collins. And the Southern Saints are really going in hard. Phil Narkle in there looking for it. Here's Ben Ingleton. He's been in everything. Kick comes
Clapp.
out. Jones. Bit of scruffy play. Mark Gamble. And Gamble received the free kick there. Merritt not happy about that, but he plays on quickly, Gamble. Out here looking for Burns. Burns flies at it. Great mark for Burns. Looking to play on. Looking for the hand pass out into his teammate. He runs in, 35 metres out. Puts it on to boot. Across the face of goals. And through for a point.
That was a great bit of play.
Out there.
Beautiful mark by Burns there that set that up. That looked terrific there. Jobbling as well.
Sorry. I can see the 2. 32. Of course, McConville's 12, ex-Carlton player. St Kilda looking dangerous. Chance here for them again. Oh, boot went in there. That kicking in danger rule would have been a free kick there if that still had been in, but it's unduly rough play now as Hawker comes away with it. He's got a paddock to run in. Puts the ball down. He won't take the risk of bouncing it in this wet conditions. Kicks up to the centre half forward position. Ezard flies, can't take the mark. Clearing up here is Darryl Cunningham for St Kilda. Out here all by himself too is 47 Brendan Littler, the ex-Coburg FA player. Centres the position. It's all St Kilda down here. Oh, no talking St Kilda. No talking at all. Picked up by Tamay. Swings on the left foot. Looking down here, gets a nudge in the back. I thought there, Ricky Nixon. Tony Evans at least. Oh, Burns met heavily. And he's still down, but he'll get up because he's tough. Goes to ground. Kicked off the ground there by Bill Duckworth for Essendon. And the ball will go over the boundary line on the far side of the ground.
Well, you can easily see why Essendon's looking rattled every time you see the ball coming anywhere. There's a St Kilda player and an Essendon player, and they're in front too. And there we see the end of the first quarter of the pro football game, and a terrific quarter it's been too. So we see St Kilda 3 goals, 5, 23 points, comfortably leading Essendon. 4 points only, a lead of 19 points here at the end of the first quarter. We pick up the scores at 3 goals, 5, 23. St Kilda leading Essendon 4 points, and by gee, this game is really developing to a great game. The players set themselves. Madden, deliberate, hard punch out, balls down on the ground. The pack's in the centre, no one can break through, although Nuttall was trying to get hold of the kick, but he's found a free kick in Cunningham. Cunningham looking for someone to kick. Oh, big driving punt kick down to the centre half forward position. The players fly, no one can get it. Madden couldn't do anything with it. Denell gets a driving kick out to the ball. Nark will do what he can to get hold of it. Umpire calls play on. Players everywhere. Elshaw thought he was caught. The umpire's called play on again. Jones looking for someone. Can't do it. Cunningham again picks up the ball. drives it down, all on his own. A beautiful mark taken. And let's just pick up who that is. It's 35 Grant. Well, let's see if Grant can get a bit of kick in. He may not make the distance. It's a pretty heavy ground out there already. Grant coming in to have a shot. It's a big kick off the boot. Looking good. It's not coming around far enough. 1 point. 3 goals, 6, 24 points in Kilda at the beginning of this second quarter. Essendon 4 behinds, yet to score a goal, which is a bit unusual. Essendon usually have struggled out at Moorabbin ground on many occasions, and today looks like it's going to be one of them.
I'd say Sheedy would have a good bit to say to them at quarter time. There's 2 Essendon players there collide, mate, flatten each other, and the runners come from all directions to see what's going on. It's played down here for Lockett. He gets a hand to it. Oh, around the neck there by the St Kilda player on Leon Baker, and he'll take the free kick down there in the back pocket for Essendon. Looks for a lead, finds Madden, can't take the mark. Scouting the packs is Richardson, who's stormed it. Oh, he got ducked. Greg Burns, this game's going to hot up, I think, Gilly, and the umpire is having a little chat to Burnsy there. He said, just calm yourself down, son. We saw that one. You can get away with those ones, Burnsy, but don't let the umpire see you. Richardson takes the ball. Out to Donnell. Donnell swings around, kicks it down here looking for Madden. It's too far for him. Out comes Harvey. Doesn't know what to do with it. Not too much pressure now as Richardson comes in, swings on the left foot. Oh, it's a shocking kick. And it's out of bounds on the full. Essendon still yet to register a major. And they've been playing 3 minutes into the second quarter. As big Paul Salmon stands down on the mark. Must look like the Empire State Building to that Danny Frawley kicking out there.
Richard going to try and make up for his mistake here with a bit of luck.
Mike Richardson, ex-Collingwood. Hasn't been too impressive since going across. There's been big raps on him, obviously. Good player. Hasn't done a lot. Bit of a pretender. Maybe. Let's have a look at his kick. Oh, he goes for a short one. Ezard comes across, takes a slips mark, and he is on a much closer position to goals. He's only 25 metres out from goals on a slight angle. Then he sort of luck. This should be Essendon's first as the sun streams through the clouds to make it a good day here at Moorabbin. And he comes. No, not this time. The pack fly over the back, but it's through for a behind. No way. Big Merritt going back looking for the kick, but Merritt says,
"What? Doesn't want to give that up, does he?"
Merritt said, "I marked that one." They said, "No way, Jose. That was over the line when you took that mark."
Gamble's pretty happy to take the kick out there too, I noticed. Driving ball down Gamble to the wing position. The players set themselves. Donnell, well judged mark over the top.
Pushed them out beautifully.
Of young Evans. Donnell going back, looking for the run through. He's decided to play on. Runs around the player on the mark. Left foot kick down to the forward flank, forward pocket position. The players set themselves.
Too tall.
And the tall timber has taken another strong mark.
When he gets into a pack of players like that, he just sort of stands head and shoulders and puts his big arms up, and they've got no hope.
No, big Paul Salmon. Will have time for Billy T and a cut lunch while he puts the traditional ball between his legs, tucks his pants in. He likes to feel comfortable, this fella. So you just put down your glasses about this one. He's going to do everything he can to put this one through the centre. And he lines them up. Going to take his kick. The crowd are against him. It's a big kick. It's looking pretty straight from here. The ball turned, yes, it's through for a goal. Essendon's first goal in the quarter. It's taken them 1 quarter and 5 minutes to register their first major. Essendon now with their first goal on the board to Paul Salmon. 1 goal, 5, 11 points, trailing by 13 points. St Kilda 3 goals, 6, 24, and by gee, this is a ding-dong game setting up here now, isn't it, Murray?
Yep, it's going to be a good one. 5 minutes of the second quarter, 24 plays 11. As umpire Castle comes in to restart the play after that goal by Salmon. Madden charging at the ball. Well, Jones gets the tap down. Narkle looked to be infringed there. Pulled off the ball. It's hard to see what's happening. Jones comes out with a hand pass. Ricky Nixon gets a kick down there. Walsh comes in, tidies it up. Ever reliable backman is Kevin Walsh. Leon Baker.
Down the ground.
He got
put down again.
Put down after it, so it looks like Danaher will take the kick down there.
A little bit of physical stuff out there, Murray, now.
Yeah, it's going to hide up. It's always been the case with these two sides. They've always given each other a bit of a nudge. What's going on here? Merritt's
decided he needs to have that kick from the mark he took before, he reckons.
Salmon leads out. Well, Jones cleans up. Oh, bad hand pass. It was a good one, but it's right across the face of goals. You have to hurry, Cunningham. To May, looking for Keel. Is that Keel or Jock? It's Keel. It's too slow to get rid of the ball. The hand pass goes to the ground. Now the player's fallen it. And on Essendon's half-forward line, the umpire will say, thanks, I'll have the ball back and we'll bounce it up.
Essendon trying a lot harder this quarter, but not being able to convert two yet. They're pretty keen to get something going. This is getting better this game by the minute.
Bounce the ball. Well, Jones playing all right, getting a few tap-outs too. An Essendon player tries to barge his way through there. Makes no impression, and he says, I'll have the ball back again. We'll try it all over again. You can see on your television screens there, there's about 30 players around that ball at the moment. Goes to ground again, nothing much happening. I think the umpire will be looking for a free kick after this one if there's a small infringement, just to clear the pack. 3 goals, 6, St Kilda 24, Essendon 1, 5, 11. Oh. He got thrown out of that pack there. Goes to ground again, play on. Kicked off the ground there by Duckworth. Ball for the ball. There's a chance for St Kilda. McConville looking over here. Oh, flying high there. The Essendon player dodging around there for 29 as Gary Hodges. Sharked off him by Duckworth. Puts it down here, finds Danaher. He elects to play on. Oh, all by himself is Tony Elshaw, and he says thank you very much. He'll run into an open goal. Now he sidesteps. I think he's run too far. He's put it through.
It's as close as you'll get to 15 yards, in my opinion.
I tell you what, I thought he ran too far there myself, and the crowd down here at Moorabbin, the St Kilda supporters are basically saying the same things, but nevertheless, it's a goal to Essendon. They move on to 2 goals, 5-17, and they still trail St Kilda 3-6-24. And
check
Tony
it on your
Elshaw,
replay, I think, to see just how far he ran.
right. Well, Elshaw left all by himself there. He wanted to make a sneak of it, but I think he might have ran a little bit too far, in my opinion. But still, pretty slack checking there on the part of the backman for St Kilda defence. As it's the ball is bounced and the play is restarted. Narkle with that headgear on that he's become renowned for. He kicks the ball down here, looking for team players. Walsh comes out, kicks it off the ground. That bounces right down here in front of the race, out of bounds, boundary throw in.
We had a good tussle between Walsh and Grant.
Yes, Walsh is an exceptional defender, and he's played very well today so far. Keel looks for the hand pass. 42, Ricky Nixon. Picked up by Gary Burns. He gets shoved off the ball. It's bodies flying everywhere. Now Keel swings around on the right foot. Down here looking for St Kilda. Narkle. Looks like he's been 10 rounds with Muhammad Ali. Comes around, he puts the boot to ball. Coming out is Lockett. Can't control it. Essendon players via Baker. Left foot kick. Good hip and shoulder. Well, Jones gets the fingertips to it. Nixon again. Backs up. Shocking kick, but it's all St Kilda. Lucky one there as Peter Keel takes it on the 50-metre line. He won't make the distance. Now he looks for a lead. Lockett comes out. His strength. Oh, good mark. No, it's dropped there by Harvey. Call play on. They race after the ball. Players going everywhere. Now it's dead. On the 50-metre mark, the umpire will come in and ball it up.
Oh, there's a lot of pressure out there. This game is great to be calling for me. I hope you're enjoying it on your screens at home from courtesy of ProFootball. If you're not and you're in a pub enjoying it, well, so be it. Have a couple of beers, and we won't tell you how it's going at the end of the game, because this is a ding-dong battle between these two teams, and it's a great game to watch at the moment. Very tough. And Elshaw says yes. Elshaw against him. Brought to the ground. The umpire says, I'm sorry, you were holding the ball. A free kick to be taken by St Kilda. I can't quite pick
Just
that up.
by the look of his face, do you think he agreed with that decision, Elshaw?
Not real happy about that one, I don't think. So he was a bit slow. He was caught cold. The kick is centred down. Players can't get to it. Kicked off the ground in the air, but safely taken in a mark. And he'll go back and settle it down as Jobling. He'll decide what's going to happen now. He'll wait till the players get themselves a move. There's a small lead. Nixon might have a shot here. All indications are he's going to go back and have a shot, this young fella. Looking for a lead. No one making the lead as yet. Essendon manning up on their back line. Coming in to take his kick, Nixon. Big kick. Bit wobbly punt. Going offline, and it should go over the line and out of bounds. Oh, we're sitting on the 10-minute mark of this second quarter here, Murray, by G, and St Kilda 3 goals, 6-24, leading Essendon 2 goals, 5-17.
How many goals in did you give me?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell everybody out there that I barracked for Essendon. They might think it's true. I'll only tell you I barracked for at the end of the game.
Yeah, fair enough. Salmon. The big tall timber for Essendon. Now they get their running play happening. Kicks it out here looking for Elshaw, who's been unattended, been able to slip away from his opponent a few times. Ill-directed kick there as Gary Fold slipped over.
Littler took a great mark.
Littler plays on, hand pass, but down to Walsh. Indifferent kicking here by both sides. Obviously the ball very heavy and slippery. Donnell clears.
Foles.
Gary Foles takes the mark. Right in front of the members' grandstand. Kicks it down here looking for Merritt. Tamay comes in, clears it up. Playing his 50th game today. Now here's a chance for Jobling. He's going to go in hard here. They all go in hard. Picked up by Duckworth. Passes it to Clark, who centres it back into the infield. Well, Jones gets down. He got one in the back there, I'd say. Yes, he got one in the back by Harvey.
There's a big armchair right there.
Looked like he was going to take it for a little canter around the paddock here. As well, Jones, who so far has played very well. Elects for a little short pass. It's a dangerous one. Incompleted mark there, dropped by Garrages, 29 for St Kilda. Very scruffy play. This is the most entertaining game down here, Greg, today. I thought it might be a bit one-sided, and one-sided games can be a little bit boring, but this has got all the ingredients of a close match so far.
St Kilda have been known all year for being very tough beginners and tenacity, and so maybe their little bit of experience may let them down, but I tell you what, you'd never think so at the moment. And I wish them luck as they go through. Clark pushes the ball in front, grabs the ball, picks up no one to kick it to. It's into a paddock. There's absolutely nobody down in the forward line for Essendon. Poor football, I would have thought, as the ball's chased towards the boundary line, but kept out of play. Put back into play now, number 42, and Nixon has taken the ball, handballs through. The ball kicked down now to the forward flank position. Harvey takes a fairly strong mark, not really contested, in front of Duckworth and McConville. Umpire's brought him back for some reason. I didn't pick that one up. McConville coming back 15 minutes as Harvey drives the ball down to the pack, centre themselves. Wow, Jones nearly takes the ball, sharked off the pack by Gamble. Gamble running around looking for a St Kilda player, which he does. Over to Ingleton. Ingleton receives the handball, drives the ball down to the wing position. The players are running in for it. No one can quite get to it. Picked up by Nobby Clark. Handball's over to Harvey. Harvey's got the player running through who misjudges it badly. Billy Duckworth, not like you, Billy. And again, the play is cleared by St Kilda as they drive it down out of the opposing flank. Salmon in there, picks up the ball like a rover, looks for a hand pass, can't quite get to anyone. Harvey's coming around again and picking up. He's had a few touches this quarter, Harvey. Not done a lot with it, but there we go. Safe as always is Folds. Handballs across to Baker, who was running through. He drives the ball down as on his own as Elshaw. Elshaw at the 50-metre mark takes a nice mark in front. Essendon trying very hard to get away from this mob, but by gee, it's hard work. Elshaw drives the ball down to the goal centre. No, it's offline and through for one more point. Shocking kicking from both teams. 3 goals, 6:24 St Kilda leading Essendon, 2 goals, 6:20. We're now sitting at the 14-minute mark of this quarter, and by G. Murray, I'm really enjoying this call.
Yep, good passing there by Baker. He's a beautiful kick. There's a chance for St Kilda. Well, Izzard's after him, after Burns, at least Cunningham. I'll get it right soon. It's forced over the boundary line, and it'll be a throw in there. As Darryl Cunningham and Izzard were having a race for the ball around the boundary line. Ball's being thrown back into play. Salmon to May, go for it. Goes to ground. Hawker comes through with the ball. Swings around, a little chip pass. He'll find Danaher. Oh, and Danaher. He'll get 15 for that. Darryl Cunningham, a bit silly.
I don't think he hurt him though, Terry.
No, he's tough as old nails. Terry kicks down here looking for Madden. Oh, but over the back there, mark dropped there by Jobling. In fact, it was Gary Hodges. Kicked out of the pack there by Ben Ingleton. This is Billy Duckworth, swings around 50 metres out. Oh, he finds Clark. Shocking kick, but it dropped short and right into the arms of Clark, who will take a kick for gold about 30 metres out on a slight angle.
It's good even the score up too.
Salmon being put onto the ball, and Madden shifted down to the forward line, as down to the full forward position. Is he done with it? Hit the post. Another behind for Essendon. 2 goals, 7, 19. They trail St Kilda 3-6-24. 5 points to difference as Mark Gamble brings the ball back into play for St Kilda. Kicks it looking for Nixon, a short kick, a dangerous one. Richardson taps it down to ground. Oh, it's all St Kilda. They back up well. Trapped beautifully there by the St Kilda player. Cummings, and he got a free kick. Goes to Essendon, goes to Leon Baker.
Yes,
he's going to get a 15-metre.
A little bit of silly play on St Kilda, I think, in giving away these 15 metres. They've done it quite a few times today. There's the man we haven't seen a whole lot of, really, and maybe he can make up for this one, Murray. Good old Roger Merritt.
Yep, he's been pretty quiet so far. He's been lurking around down there looking for the mark down on the goal square. He's 40 metres out, directly in front. This will put them in front if he registers a major here. Big Roger Merritt comes in. Looks all right off the boot. And they say yes, 4 points. Essendon, 3 goals, 7. 25. They lead St Kilda 3-6, 24. Essendon have hit the front for the first time in the match, Greg.
Yes, they certainly have.
And a bit of loose checking there by some of the defence. A couple of silly errors in those 15-metre penalties. Reverse decision over there. And it's showing the inexperience of St Kilda. They want to consolidate now and get their act together.
Can still certainly keep this game. They'll still get this game taken right up, as we see the players set themselves for the knockdown. No one could quite get to it, although Salmon got a bit of a push out. But again, is kicked out and cleared by St Kilda again, playing in front. The umpire said, you're over his shoulder. Let him go, Billy Duckworth. That's all yours. There's a bit of a tussle further down the line. Jobling says, come on, give me a break. Let me have my kick. Billy Duckworth has a go.
Should have got 15.
Down she goes. Nobody can get their hands to it. That's that young Littler again who sweeps around as a blindy. Leading out in front here is Lockett. Can't do anything with it. He's got a safe handball over to, Burns. Burns, ever gutsy as ever. Bounces off them, runs around to set himself up, trying to be intercepted by the Essendon players, which it has. Coming through now is Thompson doing everything he can. He can't quite get to it. Handball's picked up by Cunningham. He's had a bag of kicks today. And he's dropped this to boot. Is anyone there? Salmon punches it through for a point.
The crowd, they give him the raspberry too.
Certainly getting up Salmon's skirt today, and that was a pretty gutsy bit effort there by Cunningham and Burns. In fact, bloody good football, if I don't mind saying so myself, by the St Kilda team, and that's good winning stuff. Scores a level here at Moorabbin, 3-7, 3-7.
I reckon banging into Greg Burns would be like banging into one of those brick outhouses there.
Yeah, I would have called it a dunny, but we're not allowed to say it.
No, exactly. Yes, certainly the Essendon player bounced off him there, and he'll know tonight when he cools down that he's smashing the Burns, and it's a mark there while I'm talking to St Kilda.
Mark too. That was a great mark by Lockett. He certainly earned every bit of that. Got up high. By St Kilda won't lay down. They're tough. They're really going hard at Essendon today.
Trouble is Lockett seems to be leading. He's leading way out from the centre of the goal, and he's on a pretty acute angle here. He'd be some 40 metres out. He's a good kick. The ball's pretty heavy, as Greg's mentioned before today, earlier on. We'll see what he can do with it, but we're lucky that there's been no rain. Fallen a bit of rain in the reserves match, but ceased as Lockett puts boot to ball. Looks okay. It's coming back. Point.
You can be fooled by the crowd, can't you, Murray?
The scores are tied up here. I'll just put my new teeth back in. 3 goals, 8-26. At least they St Kilda 1 point in front of Essendon, 3-7-25. 1 point the difference at the 20-minute mark of the second quarter. Essendon come away with it through the agency of Donnell. He puts it down here. The pack fly. Chance for Richardson. Kick off the ground. Oh, Peter Keel in front takes a nice mark. It's not Keel, it's Jobling.
That's not Keel.
Crowd hooting and booing here. Jobling looks for Tamay. He plays on for the hand pass. Out here to Mark Gamble. Another one over to
Cunningham.
Turns around and finds Brendan Littler. Narkle receives the ball. Wants the big kick. He's put it through the centre and St Kilda with the front. A great goal to Gill Narkle. Beautiful goal. 45 metres out, right through the centre on the right foot. Essendon 3-7-25 trails St Kilda 4-8-32, and Greg, a great goal there by Phil Narkle.
Yes, that was a winning goal. There's no doubt about that, as you'll see in your replay now. And Narkle gets that from 3 beautiful setups there with good ball handling down the ground. Narkle swooped around. That was a great kick off the boot, straight through the centre. The umpire didn't have to move. And it's interesting that we're at the 21-minute mark of the second quarter, and it's taken them that long, St Kilda, to score their first major for the quarter, but it has put them in front of a low-scoring game as the umpire bounces the ball. Salmon uncontested. Elshaw couldn't quite get the tap out from the ground. Picked up by St Kilda player now and punched down to Walsh, pushes it down to the front of the pack. Elshaw breaking through. He's caught. The umpire says play on. Now he says you dropped the ball, and Narkle, it's all yours. He didn't attempt to get rid of that ball then. He might have been caught, but the umpire said, sorry, it's all yours, Narkle, go for it. Narkle looking for a big kick after that great goal only 30 seconds ago. Players fly, but another strong mark, and they've got Salmon down the back there to stop the offence as we see Clark pick up the ball running around over Donnell. Donnell drops a kick down, looking for someone. It's either Harvey, but it could be a St Kilda player intercepting. Couldn't be done. Nobody can get to it. Baker's doing everything he can. These St Kilda players are giving him hell. Narkle breaks away again for his 15th touch for the day. Nobody can get to it. The umpire's calling play on. He said, no, look, come on, fellas. You're all trying pretty hard, but it's very scrappy. I better break this game up.
The crowd down here at Moorabbin really getting warmed up to the task here as St Kilda are in front. The first time, I'd say, for a long time against Essendon, at least, that they've had a chance to be in this mood that they're in now as St Kilda come away with it. Ordinary hand pass. Puts his man under pressure. Here's is this Nixon? He goes to the hand pass. Push in the back, said the umpire, and he'll gain the free kick right in the centre of the ground as we approach the 25-minute mark. In fact, we've passed the 23-minute mark of the second quarter. Nixon goes to ground. Burns picks it up. Has a ride on the Essendon player. Call play on. Comes to ground to May. He swings around the left foot, but Salmon intercepts it. He takes the mark. He's brought to ground. Get his shorts a little bit dirty. The umpire's coming in saying, come on, let him up. 15-minute penalty. Silly play. Silly play by Burns. Greg Burns, one of the most... heaps of potential, but does play silly. Danaher can't take the mark. Narkle's coming to it in the last 10 minutes. Baker. Handballs.
That was
Ben
Thompson.
Thompson. And this is Ricky Nixon.
With the crowd right behind St Kilda.
26, Daryl Cunningham. Hand pass. Frawley gets his kick in down here. Comes to ground, still in bounds, gets pulled off the ball there. Beautifully charged down there by Keel, off Danaher's boot. He swings around, puts it down here, but Walsh, good mark to Walsh, strong mark to Walsh. By himself, is going a little bit high, charged down by Burns, play on. This is Baker, he swings around on the left foot, looking for Danaher, too long, and coming in McConville. The hand pass. Keel, too high. They're going in hard. Play on, says the umpire. He's going to blow the whistle up for the free kick, and the crowd not happy. Nor am I. Should have been a free kick to the St Kilda player. Now it's a chance for Essendon to go and attack as Madden comes out. He can't keep it. McConville now backs up, looks for the hand pass, decides to kick it. Finds Tony Evans. Good mark there to St Kilda player and David Brand, who's played well. The crowd are very vocal. They're saying, you give Essendon the 15 metres. Now they say, you beauty, we've got a 15-metre one. And I don't blame them also. Big chance here for St Kilda as they go into attack. Lockett comes out, but Salmon in front. Drops the ball, goes to ground. Number 10, Gary Folds for Essendon. Takes it out of the danger zone to Merritt. He takes the mark, looks to play on, swings around. Mike Richardson goes for a bounce. Dangerous. He's going to get collared if he doesn't get rid of it. Bad hand pass. St Kilda playing right over the top of Essendon. Looking for Duckworth. Goes to ground. Narkle comes in here. Should have bit of shepherding. He picks it up. Swings around here. The kick. Intercepted by Clark. Down here for the Essendon player. Goes to ground. Constantine. Now it's Baker. He swings around 50 metres out. Puts it up into the full forward position. Good mark of defence and St Kilda through the agency of Ricky Nixon, who's playing it blind over a quarter.
Essendon now taking the ball down to the St Kilda, I should say, from their strong back line. Donnell trying to fight it out with St Kilda player, but the ball's gone over the line and out of bounds. And by gee, you have a look at the forward line, if you can pick it up, which is probably a little bit difficult on your cameras, but the Essendon forward line is rattled. They're running down the ground looking for kicks. There's nobody down there when the ball's gone down to the ground. Harvey trying to get the ball off the back of the pack, can't do it. Beautifully intercepted by St Kilda again. These guys are really winning matches to May. In the centre of the ground.
Play on.
Play on the umpire calls. Down to the centre half forward position. No one can get to the ball. Running in is Jobling. He can't quite do it. Narkle coming in to try and get hold of it. Looking to the intercept is Gill. He can't quite get it. Now he's caught. Umpire says, play on.
Ordinary decision. It was a good tackle.
And here's Danaher again, all on his own in the wing position here, right in front of the comedy stand with McConville wanting to have a dance with him. Brings him back 15 metres. I'd love a quid for every one of these.
Yeah, and they're all going Essendon's way. That's why the St Kilda fans are not happy.
Danaher tries to get it down. Ezard can't quite make it. Gunningham has beaten him, but has scrapped off the pack. Richardson's picked up this and dropped it through the centre.
Geez, I'd like to have a look at that on replay. I think Madden threw that to him.
I tell you what, it looked a little bit ordinary to me, but nonetheless, Richardson managed to get the ball away. He dropped that ball to boot. There was no one down there, which there has not been any forward players at all for Essendon down anywhere near the square to try and catch the ball, but as luck would have it, he went through for a straight one. 25-minute mark, just into time on. St Kilda 4 goals, 8:32 leading Essendon 4 goals, 7:31 in a ding-dong battle here at Moorabbin Ground, brought to you by Pro Football.
And a great game of football to boot. How are you feeling, Greg? Essendon supporter 1 point down at half-time, coming into up towards half-time at least.
Could be going out for a nervous after this big one.
What are we talking about, a drink or or whatever?
All of the above.
Here we go. St Kilda on the attack. Can they put a major on the board before half-time? Number 15, John Collins for St Kilda boots the ball down. Comes to ground. Oh, going in there is Clark for Essendon. Comes to ground again. Very scrappy play. 32 for St Kilda. Andrew Jobling. He'll settle the play down and go for the big kick to look for Lockett. He'd want to get a hurry on. Players running around. Salmon comes out, drops the ball. It's all happening. The umpire said, I'll have the ball and we'll ball it up.
There won't be much time on in this game as we're sitting at the 26-minute mark. It's my feeling that St Kilda will go into half-time with a lead. Not a comfortable lead, but nonetheless in front, and I think that's important for them to feel that they are really taking this game right up to Essendon as we see the bounce of the ball now down to the ground. No one can get clear of the Essendon backmen doing their hardest to try and stop St Kilda from scoring another goal. And the umpire's blown his whistle. He said, no, give it to me. There could have been a 342 free kicks in that little lot then.
I actually counted 343.
Yeah, look, I probably did miss one there. There's a siren for the end of the second quarter. Half-time here at the Moorabbin Ground. St Kilda 4 goals, 8:32. 1 point in front of Essendon. 4 goals, 7:31. And we'll be back to you after half-time with the Pro Football game at Moorabbin.
You want to be a real footballer? I mean a real footballer. You've got to look like a real footballer. You've got to go for the mark. The VFL mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark.
Go for the VFL mark at leading stores. Real footy gear, real footy accessories, real footy supporters gear too in all club colours and badges. Go for the mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark. Go for the VFL mark at leading stores.
As the siren goes for the third quarter here at the Moorabbin Ground, the Pro Football game between St Kilda and Essendon, and after the half-time break, St Kilda are 1 point in front as the players get up for the ball there. A big fight between Madden and Jones. Punched down now to 37 in Gamble. Nobody can clear the ball away. It's now pushed away down to the centre-half forward position for Essendon, but kicked off the ground and driven back down to the South Road end by St Kilda player. I couldn't quite pick it up. The ball is stopped by Gill. Tried to get a handball away. Scooped off the ground. Running for the ball now is Jobling, being heavily chased. He drops around the left boot, looks for someone to kick it to, drives the ball up to the centre-half forward position, and there's a good mark taken there by, gee, that's gutsy mark, and it looked like it was young Evans again, is it? I can't quite pick that up.
Evans.
The distance away, it looks like it, and they don't want you to take his kick either, by G.
I'll tell you what, Graham Jelly would be happy with his boys at the half-time break of the performance that they put in for the first half, and this is, we talked about it earlier on, Greg, about the umpires walking off the ground. They got certainly a hoot as Narkle comes in, looks for a shot down here. Lockett drops there. Oh, he had the mark there, Lockett. I don't think he should have dropped that one. He was playing from behind, but the ball was coming straight down his throat. He did go for it one-handed, but I thought he should have taken it. Yeah, the umpire's got plenty of curry from the parochial St Kilda crowd here this afternoon as Ezard takes it away for Essendon. Down here looking for big merit.
Fighting it out there too with Gamble, and just to make a comment, I noticed that Essendon would have come out at half-time and they were pretty late onto the ground. They made St Kilda wait around for a couple of minutes in the rain. Don't think that'll matter though. Their enthusiasm is pretty high, St Kilda. They're playing one-on-one doing everything they can to stop Essendon from getting away in this third and crucial quarter. The ball is down to the ground, pushed out of the pack there, picked up by an Essendon player. I can't pick up who it is. It doesn't matter. The players fly, and young Clark trying hard to take a mark. Oh, and the crowd aren't happy with the umpire. He reckons he didn't hold it long enough, but the umpire paid that kick. Clark has taken his kick and played it straight down to Salmon, who's led well. Salmon on a fairly acute angle. The umpire will bring him around a bit. We should wait and see him tuck the ball between his knees. We've got time for Billy Tea and Cup Lunch again, and we might as well just read another 2 chapters of the Bible while we're waiting, don't you think, Murray? Salmon coming in.
He certainly likes to take his time, doesn't he?
Yes, there's a lot of players leading, but I think he's decided this one's for him. Coming in to take his kick. Ball's left the boot. The umpire's standing there. It looks good. It is. That's the Bombers' first goal for the third quarter. 3.5 minutes into this first quarter. St Kilda 4 goals, 9-33. Essendon 5 goals, 7-37. Third quarter, Moorabbin ground. The rain has stopped. And that was a good bit of leading by Salmon, who has left himself an acute angle.
It's a shame that St Kilda really, apart from obviously the big centre man, Wow Jones, haven't got any height down there in defence. And Danny Frawley's just giving too much away to the big full forward and Paul Salmon. Looks like about a foot from here. Wow Jones and Madden back in the ruck. Now Essendon through the agency of Bridgerton. Kick it down to the centre half forward position. Goes to ground. Coming through strongly there. Here's a chance now for Clark. He'll run into an open goal. You can put your glasses down for this one because he's kicked it. 2 quick goals after the start of the third quarter. Now here it comes. Bit of a blue on down here. The trainers are coming in. The umpires. We've got Tamay, Salmon. Look at Salmon down there. He's about 8 foot tall. Nothing really happening, just a little bit of pushing and shoving, bit of friendly schoolboy stuff. They wanted to get fair dick and Wow Jones would come in there and sort them out. Tats plus tax. Just pushing around. Let's have a look at the scores. Essendon 6-7-43. They lead St Kilda 4-9, 33, 10-point margin as the umpires come in and say, come on, boys.
It's been on the cards, hasn't it, Murray? There's going to be a tussle.
It's been warming up to something like this, and I think it's only going to get warmer.
The St Kilda will be very hyped up. They really sense there's a chance of being able to stay in this game, and they want to do everything they can to stop Essendon, who kicked a couple of quick goals in this third quarter to give them a little bit of ascendancy, a 10-point lead. And I think St Kilda just venting their frustrations a bit of letting that happen so quickly in the quarter. They know that this is a difficult quarter for them. This is going to test their experience. There's a lot of young players who, in fact, are playing extremely well, Murray, at the moment, the young blokes. That we talked about. Littler has kicked a goal in his debut game. You've got Evans, who's into everything. Nixon, who's been pretty busy as well. And these young blokes really giving St Kilda a lot of drive as we see the ball now bringing back to a normal sort of game again with the bounce of the ball in the centre of the ground. Jones is up against Madden. Jones got the tap out, picked up by Ezard. Ezard taps it around, but it's picked up there by Evans, who scoops the ball down. Just beating Narkle to the ball there is Grant. Grant runs around the pack, drops the ball onto the boot, driving it down to the centre half forward position. Over the top is Lockett trying to get to his hands to it. Off the pack, Gill picks it up. It looked like dropping the ball. The umpire said play on. A scrambling play now over the forward flank position towards the fence, but it's gone over the line and out of bounds on the forward attacking zone, just in front of the scoreboard for St Kilda at the Moorabbin ground here, 5 minutes in. Essendon 10 points in front of St Kilda. 50-metre mark throw in. The players set themselves. Keel trying to scoop the ball up, can't do anything with it. Ezard scoops the ball off the ground, quickly draws a snapshot round, but no one there, and it rolled over the line and out of bounds for another throw in.
Ball to be thrown in, still in the St Kilda attacking zone, half forward line on the outer side, right in front of the main scoreboard. It's Merritt and Wow Jones gets a tap down. Comes to the ground, Danaher can't pick it up. Now it's a Kilda player, centres the ball for Burns, he drops it. What's he going to do? Looks for the hand pass to Narkle, who's going to go for a second goal, but he can't do that on this occasion and puts it through for a behind. And golden opportunity went bigging there as Narkle swung around the left foot. Looked to be clear, but could only register a behind. 44 plays 34. 43 at least plays 34. Essendon in favour. Gary Foles is content to see that over the bounds. And it'll be thrown in basically about the same spot where it was a couple of minutes ago. Wow Jones doing particularly well in the ruck. Gets the ball down to Essendon player. Salmon a long way out. It wasn't Salmon, in fact, it was Madden. Salmon's down in the goal square by himself, knitting. Caught with the ball. Good tackle there by the St Kilda player on Clark.
He didn't attempt to get rid of that, Clark. I think he might have been a bit confused, but still.
Ricky Nixon will take the kick on the half-back line for St Kilda. They want to get the ball moving up to the centre half forward position. The pack fly. Oh, good mark there by David Grant. He's made quite a few good marks. He plays on to Greg Burns, looking for Lockett. It's a shocking kick, and Lockett can't do anything with it but see it to go over bounds. Right in the forward pocket, adjacent to the left-hand point post for St Kilda. Big opportunity here to put a major on the board as it's thrown back into play. Tapped out from behind by Lockett. Now's a chance. 32, Jobling, straightens up on the right foot. He's put it through. The crowd, as you can hear, go wild. It's St Kilda. Reaches their fifth goal. 5 goals, 10. 40 points. They trail Essendon 6-7, 43. Andrew Jobling. And I think that's his...
That was off Keel. Yeah, that was a great bit of football then. As you see a replay coming up on your replay, Keel broke out of the pack with that one of the tap out. Handballed that across to Jobling. Jobling ran around, dropped the ball in the right boot, lifted his head up and went straight through the centre, was never in doubt. A great goal, a good retaliator for St Kilda, just to let Essendon know that they're back in and they're not going to lay down for anybody. And Essendon, you ought to know it, that you're in a bit of trouble unless you can do something pretty quickly as they bounce the ball. Madden gets up high over the top of Jones for one of those rare occasions. There's been a good tussle between those two in the knockouts. And we'll see again the ball being bounced up in the mud pad in the centre.
Well, Jones is pushing out Duckworth. Get out of the way. Jones tapped down to Narkle. Narkle gets flung off the ground. No ball. Narkle's free kick. Looks for the hand pass. Goes long with a big kick down to centre half forward. Waiting down here is Burns. Oh, beautifully outmarked there in front there by the Essendon player. Plays on to Donnell. Donnell swings around. Short kick. It's a bad one. Intercepted by St Kilda. He goes back to take the kick. Little sharp kick out here. Ricky Nixon puts his boot to ball. Up here into the full forward position. The pack fly goes to ground. Over the back there. Could be a free kick. No, the umpire said I'll bounce it up. The crowd getting very vocal here as St Kilda come back into attack at the 9-minute mark of the third quarter. 3 points to difference. Essendon in front. It started off as a good game and it's going to end up as 1-2. It's been all on right from the start. Essendon will relieve the pressure with a free kick there. They'll take it away. Hand pass out to Richardson on the outer wing. Swings around, but intercepted there. And these numbers are getting hard to see. That was Big Wow Jones out to Ricky Nixon. He puts boot to ball, sends it back from where it came. Looking down here for Lockett, over the head. Backing up there is Frank Donnell for Essendon. Kicks it back down here. 2 Essendon players. Gary Foles swings around. Good bit of play by Foles. Back to the centre of the ground. Kick to kick here. Push in the back there, I thought, to the St Kilda player. Not seen by the umpire. Call play on. Now he comes in and he'll bounce the ball up.
Yeah, it's a bit of gutsy play there too. Bringing the ball to break it up. Players set themselves. Jones, a big tussle there. Beat Merritt at that time with a tap out. It's down on the ground though. Considine's picked up the ball and cleared it through to young Stephen Clark. Stephen Clark's had a big kick. Nobody there as usual. The Essendon players have been coming down the ground chasing kicks. This ball has gone nowhere. The St Kilda player, I couldn't quite pick it up. He's picked up a ball and he's done it easily. There's no doubt about that. Playing the ball down to the centre wing position, being chased, hotly pursued by Littler. Littler's kicked the ball off the ground when he'd sensed some trouble. Harvey running in to try and do something about it. He's kicked the ball, was put down. The umpire said, play on, you're acting, Harvey. He's looking for a handball now. He drops the ball instead of the handball. He's driven down. Can it go through? It's gone over the pack of the players and it's run through and rushed through for a 1 point. Interesting bit of play that. Another point on the board to Essendon. 5 goals, 10-40, trailing Essendon 6 goals, 8-44. 10-minute mark of this third quarter to Moorabbin ground, brought to you by ProFootball. We'll see the kick out. Players setting themselves. McConville looking for a lead on the off screen. Elects to kick it out to the right-hand side. Ball contested. Nobody can quite take the mark. Very hard to pick up the numbers out there. I couldn't quite see who that was. To May.
Force that one over for St Kilda.
Right. Yeah, these teams looking very much alike with a bit of mud on their jumpers out there, aren't they, this time? The red and blacks. Again, Madden gets the tap this time, fall to ground, both Head and Jones like the dirt. Coming in to meet the ball. Oh, as Tom said, he walks around, lifts his head up. Hamilton rushing in to get it. Jobling chasing him. Hamilton scooped the ball up. He's picked it up looking for a hand pass. He's found Harvey. Harvey's picked the ball up, dropped it to boot, but once again it's a shocker. And it's over the line and out of bounds, and that was a bad kick for Harvey. There were 2 or 3 players he could have kicked it to.
Plenty of pressure being applied to the attacking forces of Essendon.
Absolutely, and this young bloke, Ricky Nixon, he's into everything. He's a busy young player, and I'm quite impressed with the way he's approached the game today.
Yes, I probably just reiterate on what we said before. The young players have really put in for St Kilda, at least today, and I'm sure that would please St Kilda and Graham Jelly no end. As the ball is down on the ground here, Richardson comes around, he keeps it in play. Good bit of work. Duckworth got one too high, and now Bo said yes, and he'll take the free kick. It was Daryl Cunningham coming in there, and Duckworth, been a pretty quiet player, but he's been moved onto the ball for this quarter. And here comes in, looks for a lead, swings it across here. It's an ordinary one, intercepted, and a beautiful mark down there. I think 47. One of the young fellas we were just talking about, Brendan Littler, ex-Coburg VFA, as I've mentioned before. Now it's St Kilda's chance to take it away. A hand pass over here to Gamble. He's got a panic to run it. Don't bounce the ball on this side of ground, Sonny boy. You kick it long, go for the hand pass, looking for Keel. He's by himself. He'll go for another hand pass to May. 50 games, big kick down here to Lockett. He's playing from behind, you can't do that. Tried to grab the ball, goes to ground. The pack drop on it, still loose. Essendon come away with it. Picked up by the big fella in Madden. He clears it out now. It's all Essendon. John Collins to Essendon. Collins beautifully played St Kilda. Oh, good play. Should be good endeavour there by John Collins, and the St Kilda fans appreciate that endeavour, and they put their hands together and applaud because it was 2-on-1 there, and Collins stopped the play, and it's a bounce up. Outer wing, centre of the ground. Down to Elshaw. Kicks it up, a high one. Oh, intercepted there by St Kilda. Narkle runs in. Baker off the ground, a bit of soccer tactics. Now's a chance here for Cunningham. He breaks around with a hand pass to Narkle. Narkle swings around, streams through the centre of the ground. Oh, good bit of play here. A quick hand pass. Oh, he's dropped the ball, Tony Evans. Can he recover? No, he can't. Essendon are on top of him. Now Essendon, via the agency of Mark Thompson, get it out. Izzard looking out here for Baker. Baker runs around. Now it's Essendon on an attack. A good kick. Richardson will take this one by himself, uncontested, getting away from Nixon. Plays on. Izzard intercepted beautifully by Daryl Cunningham. Slack play by Essendon, not the normal style of play, Greg. And St Kilda capitalising on these mistakes that Essendon are making.
Certainly Essendon were under the pressure then and made a mistake, and it's as simple as that. St Kilda are keeping the pressure up. We can continue to talk as the ball goes to ground. We'll see another ball up again for about 47th time in this game. It's been a lot of ball ups. It's a very tough, hard game this one. St Kilda are not giving an inch, and Essendon are not too sure how on earth they're going to break free to get their running game going, because St Kilda are just not letting them do it. The ball being bounced up. Right hand attacking flank just near the 50-metre mark. The players set themselves. Wow, Jones pulled out of the way. The umpire said, don't worry about that. Clark has picked up the ball, snapped it off the pack. He's tried to kick it through to Salmon, who had his arm held. Rushing in to pull it away is McConville, who's run across the face of goal for a handball. He's taken the ball away. Driven down to the forward flank position, looking for someone to kick it to. He couldn't quite pick it up. His young Littler again is into everything. He's picked the ball, driving into centre wing position. No one can quite get to it. That looked like it could have been Jobling or Peter Budge. That's Jobling.
Good play.
Goes back to take his kick. Drives it through. No one can quite take it. A mark almost taken there by Cunningham. So I should say Burns. Driven back down to the forward flank position. The players set themselves. Two St Kilda players arguing. They mucked up the opportunity. The ball down on the ground, quickly being swooped in on by a St Kilda player and an Essendon player. No one can get to it. The ball has now been handballed out and into the clearing for St Kilda. The ball driven down to the forward centre wing position. Almost a mark taken by Madden, who's dropped to the ground, managed to pick it up and handball it to Izzard. Izzard gets the boot to ball and drives it down again to the centre wing position. And there's a new young player, number 29, in Nicholas Walsh. No relation, I'm led to believe. Handballs it over to Hawker, who drives the ball down, but once again intercepted and put down too. And by the crowd not happy about what happened to Gamble then. So Gamble given the kick, takes his kick, drives across to Cunningham. Cunningham drops the ball into the ground, drops it onto the boot. Player on his own, unattended, running like anything to try and stop the ball from getting to the ground is Gill. He's kept the ball in play. He beat Hawker, then no sweat about it. Intercepted beautifully against Izzard then. Great gutsy play play by Grant then, worth an applaud. Drives the ball back into the centre. The umpire says, go for it. Ingleton drives the ball through, looking for the goals, but bad bit of football there. Unfortunate for St Kilda. That was a cricket kick. Ingleton dropped the ball to Burt. It just went past the point post and put another score on the board for Essendon, for St Kilda. 5 goals, 11-41. Trailing Essendon 6 goals, 8-44. 3-point lead by Essendon at the 17-minute mark as the ball has been kicked out in the forward flank position. Ball is picked up. Umpire says play on. I'm not happy with some of these decisions today. Players handballing everywhere. St Kilda really in there fighting hard. Picked up and scooped out, looking for someone to get it to. Folds receives the hand pass, dummies the handball, drives it down, looking for a player there in the centre wing. It looks like it could be Harvey.
It is Harvey, takes the ball now.
Harvey says, come on, give me a break. Umpire brings it back 15 metres. I tell you what, this is one of the things the crowd were unhappy about at half-time when they came off the ground. The ball over the top of the pack, scooped up, driven out to the forward flank position. It'll go over the line, out of bounds, uncontested. That was Collins.
Well, it's certainly hotting up here at Moorabbin. 3 points for Essendon, still in front. We're reaching the 18-minute mark of the third quarter. Essendon rattled at this stage. I noticed Madden and Izzard flying for a mark together. No talking before. That's unusual. It's out of bounds over there, and plenty of pressure being applied by the St Kilda side. Considering they are at the bottom of the ladder and Essendon are up on the 4th spot, it's a good performance and they should be happy. Can they capitalise and actually go on and win this game? As Essendon, St Kilda come away with it at least. Nixon again. He centres the ball to the centre half forward position. Up they fly, goes to ground, Burns, and they're looking for it. He comes out, he's a strong player, Burns, but Lockett, he runs in front, gets a favourable bounce, charges his way through, looks for the hand pass. He's going to get caught. Yes, caught with the ball. Trying to do too much with it, Tony Lockett. He's been playing a lot from behind this afternoon. This time he played in front, judged the ball beautifully, but got caught. Here's Hawker, centre half back. Kicks the ball down the centre of the ground, down the tunnel as Don Scott likes to call it. And Mike Richardson caught one, and another 15 metres. I don't agree with this 15 metres that Essendon are repeatedly being given. You think I was a St Kilda supporter? I'm not. The crowd down here obviously very parochial. They're not happy with it. Oh, look at this. Richardson passed straight in the arms of Ricky Nixon, who intercepted, and the crowd give him the raspberry. Narkle too high for him. It's out to Hawker. Getting a bit hard to see. Now it's Baker all by himself. This looks dangerous for Essendon as Salmon comes out, being jostled by Frawley. Goes to ground. No one can take the mark. Salmon having kicked only 1 goal, which is a bit of a difference from last week where he kicked 11. He's kicked 2, I beg your pardon. Kicked 11 against Richmond last week. Bit of a different conditions, of course. But Frawley's done a pretty good job on him considering the height difference there as the umpire bounces the ball right in front of the Essendon goal square at least. Kicked out by Danny Frawley. Straight to the Essendon players. He'll get one in the back, I'd say. No. He's going to get the free kick anyway. Holding the man. Essendon. No, This umpiring decision I don't agree with Greg with a call back the kick over the mark. He must have been outside it by a foot. Now chance for Essendon to pick up their men as he kicks the ball down long. Goes to ground. Oh, that was beautifully picked up by Walsh, Kevin Walsh. We've got to call him by the first name now because there's 2 of them on the ground. Essendon Duckworth flung out of the pack. A little short pass here. Now I've tied it up beautifully. This will be jobbling over there. Or is it Peter McConville? It's McConville. Looking down here for the St Kilda pack. They fly, it goes to ground. No one's down, no rovers for St Kilda. Coming through is Hawker. He's lifted his game in this quarter. Kicks it out to no man's down here. Danaher's first to get to the ball. Picks it up. Evans tries to dive. Good pass to Richardson. What can he do with it? The crowd, they boo as Richardson goes to the dummy, goes to bounce, has a run. Looks out here for Salmon, who's leading. Oh, intercepted by McConville, who was on the other side of the ground 5 seconds earlier. Picked up by Izzard. A snap at goal. It's going goalward, and Essendon register a major. They go on to 7 goals, 8. 50 points. They lead St Kilda 5-11, 41, and a good bit of play by Mike Richardson, who made up for that earlier mistake by delivering the ball down there for Izzard, who kicked it through for a
There was a great goal too by Ezard as he picked that up. It was a pretty acute angle he was on. He was almost on the boundary line as he dropped that ball in. He was on his wrong foot too. And straight through the centre. The ball bounced just on the line, straight through for a major goal. It's been a tough game. And by gee, Essendon have earned every bit of those 6 points that they got for that goal. The score's at the moment 9 points in front, Essendon, at the 23-minute mark as they're coming in to bounce the ball. Salmon and Jones again, I should say Madden and Jones, although that time Jiang Tamei had a chance and didn't quite do it. Running in to get it as Littler, who couldn't quite get it. The umpire said, no, it's not in the back. But now I'll ball it up because I can't work out what's going on. A lot of ball ups and it's an easy way for the umpire. And he says, look, I'm blowed if I know. Let's have a ball up, shall we?
These two umpires do know what's going on out there.
Well, anyway, they're paid to sort of confuse us, so that's the way it goes. Donnell can't quite get a knuckle, running through, almost scoops up on a one-hander. Harvey tries a fair bump, but the umpire says, no, sorry, that's in the back. Knuckle elects to play and runs around on the mark, driving the ball down. It's a one-on-one tussle, and Danaher falls to the ground. He couldn't quite beat Lockett at that stage. The players are everywhere, getting in there, diving, throwing their bodies in. Nobody can quite get to it. It's cleared now. Harvey fumbles the ball as it comes out. And then young Evans again, he's into everything. And the umpire says, come on here, Blakes. Yes, pushing in the back. But he's given that against, and you can hear the crowd. They're not happy about that. Nor is Keel. Keel's pretty annoyed about it. Thompson says, I'll have the ball. You can hear the crowd in the background. Boy, gee, I can't even hear myself thinking, oh, they're doing everything they can. Donnell's intercepted, taking the handball from Thompson, runs across and driving to the outer side of the ground where they're looking for Folds or Duckworth. Duckworth takes the ball, but Jobling says, I'm not going to let you get it that easy. Duckworth will now have to go back over the mark and take his kick. He's lifted the ball up there looking for Merritt. Merritt trying to get under it with a one-hander, but off the back is Richardson, who's looking for someone on his left foot. He drives it down to Salmon, who's led out, and Salmon's taken a tough one, I'd say. Yes, the umpire's played that. Certainly not doing it the easy way, Salmon, but by gee, got the mark and all credit where it's due. Salmon on a fairly acute angle, no more than about 35 metres out. He'd probably be on a, oh, it's hard to say, but it'd be at least a good 45-degree angle to the goals. So once again, what are we going to do this time? Discuss one of Lou Richards' recipes while he puts the ball between his legs?
I'm not a St Kilda supporter, as you well know. I'm a Hawthorn man. We all know you're Essendon, but I tell you what, some of these umpiring decisions got me scratching my head. Yeah. And they all seem to be going against St Kilda, which...
That's right, as he comes in to take his kick now, Salmon, the ball leaves the boot. The umpire's running through.
He's missed it.
And it's gone offline, and it's through for 1 point, and the crowd says it's all it deserves, Salmon. Bit unfair, he is a good footballer. I agree with the umpiring decisions, but let's have a quick look at the scoreboard as we're just about to hit time on here. St Kilda 5 goals, 11-40, trailing Essendon 7 goals, 9-50. Won a 10-point lead to Essendon at this stage, and certainly not doing it very easily at all.
Still anybody's game here, Greg. Only 10 points of difference. Sure. As the ball's been brought back into play, and a strong mark by McConville. Now let's have a look. Let's see if he'll get a 15-metre here.
Well, that's a bit unfair. Hey, what's he doing?
He got a 15-metre.
And it's about time too.
Yeah, and he only took 5 of it. McConville plays on, but Harvey, he drops it. Going in as Keel, who's played well today. The umpire said, hang on.
Keel's had a great day so far, and of course, as you can see where we are now, it's right in front of the members' stand, and they're letting the umpire know they're not too happy.
Big Whale Jones contesting against Madden. 2 big men. Drops to
Nobby Clark.
In the back, surely. Too high in the back, whatever you like. Play on, said the umpire, because it's an advantage to St Kilda. 22. Peter Budge, he'll get one downfield. Yes, it's a kick downfield. Peter Budge was offloaded just as he kicked it. And the kick will go right on the 50-metre mark. And to take it will be...
that was against young Walsh too, the new fella that's just come on, Nicholas Walsh, number 29 for Essendon.
Who's kicking this? Can you pick this up? David Grant, is it?
Let's have a look. It looks pretty much like it.
50 metres out. What can he do with it? Torpedo punt. It's offline anyway. It's not going to make the distance. Through for a point. Shepherded through. St Kilda 5-11-42. 8 points off the pace. Essendon 7-9-51 in a very entertaining game of football.
You're starting to sound like Jack Dyer. 42 from 51 is 9, but we'll let you off it, Jack.
Sorry about that. Okay, the ball's brought back into play. Walsh sees the ball over the ground, over the boundary line, down here on the forward flank for St Kilda. Into time on now. Madden and Jones. Jones has rucked tirelessly all day. No free kick there. Hawker, who's had a few kicks in the last quarter. Good mark there. Spilt by McConville, who's picked up his game. Kicked off the ground. No one can take it. Baker goes the dummy. balks, kicks. That's handed out here as Harvey in the crowd. They give him the right roll treatment.
This is ridiculous, calling back 15 for that.
What's he supposed to do? He's got to check him. No, sorry, this is Walsh. The new boys come on. Odgers is 29 for St Kilda.
Was right beside him too, the acting captain for St Kilda too, by the way.
Yeah, Trevor Barker obviously not playing today. Does he ever play? The umpire now bringing the ball back into play from the boundary throw-in.
Young Walsh has been taken off the ground for that silly infringement about 3 or 4 minutes ago.
Yeah, he'll learn the hard way.
Elshaw.
Big kick. I don't think he should let that one be shepherded through. Oh, it's good play there on the part of Mark Gamble. Takes the ball out now, looking for McConville, who's come into the action in this third quarter. Oh, easy mark spilt. Tapped on intelligently, however, to Tamai. He looks at the big hand pass to Narkle. He's got running players everywhere. Decides to kick. I would have gone the hand pass, but a good... Oh, spilt. Now Essendon get out of trouble via the agency of Walsh. Down here to Duckworth. By himself in the crowd, they'll give him the right roll treatment as he runs around. Coming back, I tell you what, it's not a bad kick. It's got right across the face of goals, and it's only it's a free kick being called to the St Kilda player.
It was a very huge attempt at a big strong mark there. The boys were flying high. Looked a lot more impressive than what the score indicates too. There's only one more point on the board. 26.5-minute mark, almost a 27-minute mark of this quarter. Just about to finish up at Moorabbin here. St Kilda trailing by 9 points as the kick out is taken and the mark is taken by McConville. McConville going back to have a look to see where the players are, settling them down. Going for the big kick. There's no lead being called, but Wow Jones is hopefully going to get this one. It bounces off the top of his head through his hands. Folds has picked up the mistake and grabbed the ball. He's going to lift his head up and have a shot for goal, but again it'll be offline. Or Salmon has rushed in through. And what's the umpire going to call it? A point. He's carried it through. There's another point to Essendon by Gill. A good attempt too. St Kilda 5-12-42, trailing Essendon 7 goals. I can't quite pick it up. 7 goals, 10-52, 10-point lead as the play on has been called. The umpire said, you've got to keep going with that ball. Driving kick down the forward flank position, intercepted by Walsh, who was slightly on his own.
Playing a great game.
Having a good game, being a bit quiet. And the siren goes for the end of the third quarter of the ProFootball game at the Moorabbin ground. St Kilda 5 goals, 12-42. Trailing Essendon 7 goals, 10-52. We'll be back to see you after three-quarter time. Scores at the moment, 10 points in front of Essendon, 7 goals, 10-52 to St Kilda 5-12-42. As we blow the siren.
Everything sets up for a good last quarter. Good luck, Billy.
Certainly will, and best of luck to St Kilda. Let's see how much they can do and go on with it. It'll be the test of experience for the young ones now as Madden tries the big knockout, I should say. But couldn't quite picked up by Jones, and of course Peter Budge and his opposite number 22 fighting it out there in Billy Duckworth, but the umpire said, look, I think I prefer to bounce the ball. I'm having as much fun as you blokes. Honestly, this umpire couldn't get a kick in a street fight, could he?
That's why they're umpires.
That's right. And a big hit out there, down onto the ground. Merritt chasing the ball, but it's out on the ground. The players are getting into it. They're all over each other. It's clearing kick, but Madden couldn't pick it up. A few pushes in the back, scrappy play. Ezard quickly scoops the ball up and drops it to his boot. Ken Elshaw beat McConville to it. He's dragged to the ground. The umpire said, you dropped the ball. And, by gee, he's taken up with the ball, McConville. He says, that's mine, and I'm taking it down to our end. He drives it through. Keel tries to crumb it off the pack from the tap down from Lockett. Keel drops the ball on the left boot. Intercepted coming through as Thompson, but the umpire says, sorry, I'm pulling the game up for a free kick.
Lockett tried to do the shepherd, and the old elbow came up.
Well, it was probably just a little bit slippery around the armpit. It wouldn't have been deliberate, I'm sure. No. Harvey tries to take the ball over the back, couldn't quite hold it. Ball goes to ground. He tries a drop kick off the ground. Can't go to anyone. A bit unlucky there. Look at this play here now. Doing everything he can, Cunningham. He's been in everything today. If that's not in the back, old Bo barking up a tree. And it sure isn't. Cunningham says, leave me alone, Harvey. All I want to do is play football.
Be on here. Come on, Cunningham.
No doubt about these two. Cunningham's not happy about that, but he's got the kick, and that drives him back into attack now. Good kick, driving down. Madden setting up underneath. He takes a sticky mark. Will the umpire call it? He has. Hawkins says it's all yours. He was looking for the handball to Folds in, and he has. Folds had better move quick. Folds drops the ball down to the 50-metre line. No one can quite take the mark. Scooped up by Ezard. Ezard again. Salmon on his own, being held by everything that you can throw a stick at. And the umpire says, you still can't do it. He's allowed it to be out of bounds on the full. Unusual bit of play, but I guess he's going to try and equalise. He's probably been told himself he's been a bit unfair on the Saints. Driven out now. Ingleton. Handballs over. Bit of call on the play. Picked up by Tomei. Tomei driving the ball down. An Essendon player intercepts beautifully.
Essendon bring the ball out of defence now. Looking for Harvey in the centre of the ground. Harvey, big long kick down to looking for Salmon, who leads out. Tapped away by Frawley this time over the top. Coming in as Jobling. He dives on the ball, goes for the hand pass. Oh, beautiful tackle there on the Essendon player by Big Whale Jones, but it's held to him.
Elshaw was caught cold then.
Yeah, it'll be bounced up on the 50-metre line just out from Essendon's goal. Tapped down by Jones. Sharked off there by Clark. He looks for Ezard. Ezard gets dumped, but he gets his kick in. It's a big high one. It'll suit Salmon. Drops to the ground and goes over the boundary line, and the umpire will throw it in the right-hand forward pocket for Essendon. Just about 10 metres, 5 metres around, in fact, from their right-hand point post. Well, Jones taps it down. Elshaw gets a kick in. Here's Duckworth. He's going to get caught. He ducked his head. Should be holding the ball. The umpire calls play on. I don't agree with that decision. I think he ducked his head. He got caught.
Umpire let it go too long.
He can see a little bit better than I can up here, maybe. Right out in front of the goal. We have Big Wow Jones, who's rucked tirelessly on the ball all day. He gets a tap down over Madden. Tomei gets his kick out. Out here for Harvey and the St Kilda player in Ingleton. Over the boundary line, right in front of the scoreboard. We'll have a score check now at the 5-minute mark of the final quarter. We see Essendon 7 goals, 10, 52. And they lead St Kilda 5-12-42. Margin of 10 points as the ball is... This is the new... Peter Budge just came on the ground for St Kilda. He got a touch there but got slung to the ground. Now it's Narkle. He gets his kick in. It's too long. Keel's down there. Walsh is defending valiantly all day. Essendon come out of it now. It's all Essendon running around. Maybe their experience will show out here as Danaher. Little short pass over here. Chip one to Leon Baker. Another one down to Ezard. They start to look dangerous. He's going for a run. Little chip pass looking for Madden. In front is the St Kilda player. Nixon goes to ground. Elshaw scouting, roving beautifully. Centres the ball back in and it's all Madden. Over his head. Too long for Madden. Mark Gamble, he gets the hand pass, picks it up now to Gamble. Good play. This is Cunningham. Cunningham running through the centre of the ground, looking down here for no one because there's nobody at home. It's all Essendon. Where are the Saints? Danaher had an hour to kick that one. Out here to Neil Clark. Now Neil Clark on to
Harvey.
Mark Harvey. Richardson. He picks it up, looks for the hand pass, finds an Essendon player in Hawker. He dodges, balks, kicks now. Leading out there is Thompson. Goes to ground. Big Wow Jones dives on it. He'll smother it up. Essendon starting to look a bit better now in this last quarter. St Kilda are sort of running behind. Essendon have taken the ascendancy though.
Yes, there's no doubt about it. The umpire comes in to bounce the ball. The crowd aren't too happy today. There's certainly no reason why they should be too happy about that. We noticed that Brad Gotch is coming to ground looking fresh. As the ball up is taken, the Essendon player picks up the ball, drops it on the left boot. The umpire says, that's all ribbons for you, Mr. Hawker. And Hawker says, yes, that'll be my goal. So Hawker bags his first goal for the day. That's taking Essendon now onto 8 goals, 10-58, 16 points in front of St Kilda, 5 goals, 12-42, 7.5-minute mark. And by gee, I tell you what, it's taken Essendon a while to get that goal, and don't you worry about it. St Kilda certainly aren't going to give up without a damn good fight, and as far as I'm concerned, it's still anybody's game.
Yes, we've just seen Brad Gosh come onto the field and replacing Daryl Cunningham. It's a surprise. I wouldn't have thought Graham Jelly would have taken him off at this stage.
Well, I think he's probably a bit tired. He's given up getting kicks, Cunningham. Yeah. He's put in a big effort today. Yeah,
he would be tired. You're right there, Gilly. He's put in a big day. Maybe he'll come back on, maybe.
Well, let's see. We see now that Odgers is covering Richardson, who's been a little bit busy. Odgers, the acting captain for St Kilda. Trevor Barker out injured again, poor fella. Simon Madden, I should say, gets up for the big header. And, of course, they're not too happy about the way he was slung to the ground then. And Merritt, of course, with the ball in his hand, says, what have I got to do now? Going back to the centre of the ground, here's the man that just kicked the last goal. Big driving kick down to the centre half forward position. Who can take it? But big wow Jones over the back of Salmon, who had slightly got underneath that ball. Jonesy elects to play on, and he handballs over to Tomei. Tomei driving the ball out to the forward flank position, trying to find somebody. The players set themselves for a marker, can't quite pick it up, but the umpire said it's all yours to the St Kilda player, and it wouldn't surprise me if that was Jobling. Upset ball there, down on the ground. The players are tagging each other. He says holding the man. Another free kick. Elects to play on, driving the ball down to centre wing position. The players set themselves, but he said forget all about it. Don't even bother trying to take the mark. That's all your free kicks in Kilda. Narkle doesn't know who to give it to. He's confused too.
Chance for the Saints to go deep into attack. Walsh and Izzard come out. The natives are getting hostile down here at Moorabbin as they can sense St Kilda coming into attack. The umpires put a stop to that, and he's going to ball it up just outside the 50-yard line, 50-metre line in St Kilda's attacking zone. 16 points the difference. Approaching the 10-minute mark of the final quarter. Badly needed goal here is an understatement by St Kilda. Mark Gamble, too much pace. Dodges, swings around the hand pass. This is a Jobling again. Big kick. We want a big mark from Lockett. He flies, goes to ground. No one can take it. Walsh.
Essendon players everywhere,
well.
Murray.
Yeah, they've got plenty of backup. Backing each other up very well. St Kilda starting to fade a little bit, I feel. Jobling off the ground, kicking in danger. Call play on. There's no such rule now, of course. A scrappy play. The umpire lets play go on.
A couple of players down on the ground. They run into each other. Yeah. A couple of not happy, one Essendon, one St Kilda. They're both getting up, looking a little bit sore. The play goes on. Sorry to interrupt you there, Murray, but I just sort of pick it up. It looked, it was a bit of a clash of the boys. The umpire said, let's just take the kick, and it's an Essendon free kick.
Looking for Salmon. Hack fly. It's a mark to Essendon. I'll just wait and see who he gets up.
Looks
it's
like
Billy
it's
Duckworth. You can always put him down for a goal or two a game, and it looks like it's this is going to be no exception. Every time he's moved down to the forward line, he seems to produce. He did that against Hawthorn in one of the grand finals a couple of years ago. Kicked a few.
Mark Harvey in the hands of the trainers.
Yeah, he copped a very hard one, a heavy one at least. What's he done with this short kick? Shocker. Touch through. So there's still plenty of time and for St Kilda to get up here. They've been in touch with Essendon all day, except for the last 10 minutes of the final quarter here. Essendon have started to show their ascendancy. It's been brought back into place. Cunningham back on. Can't see who's going off. Here's Hamilton. He's been on the bench. Oh, shocking left foot kick to grab a one. Madden ducks his head. Gets the hand pass, and well played, Madden. It's all over. Put your glasses down.
Oh,
no,
shocker.
Right
It's
across
a
the face of the goals. That was Elshaw. He doesn't usually miss those ones.
Right, gee, I tell you what, he missed that by a bag.
Good play by Madden there to keep that ball in the play and get the hand pass away. Now St Kilda, can they do something with this? Kicking it out there. He's been pretty quiet today, the big boy for Essendon. Comes to ground. Merritt I'm talking about. Hawker gets the hand pass. Another one. Back to Donnell, was it? Foles. Keel, he's put in all day, gone a bit quiet. He must get a free kick here, surely. No, said the umpire. Play on. Now here's a chance for St Kilda. Can they get their running game happening? Gamble's got it. He swings back into the centre of the ground with a big kick down here to centre half forward, looking for Burns. Burns too long for him. Coming through here is a new player on, is Peter Budge. He goes down. He can go Goldwyn. Budge make a name for himself. He's got it over the top to Lockett, and Lockett kicks his goal. Great play, St Kilda. And the crowd, they go wild here at Moorabbin as Lockett brings up his first goal for the day.
That was Gotch, actually. He just came on the ground, number 16 for St Kilda. He set that up beautifully.
Yeah.
It really was Gotch's goal.
Peter Budge. It was Gotch. Just put onto the ground, obviously, before, and it was Gotch that raced away and gave the hand pass over the top to Lockett to register St Kilda's 6th goal. 6-12, 48 St Kilda. Essendon 8-11, 59. 11-point margin. St Kilda right back in this game at the 13-minute mark of the last quarter.
Yes, there's no doubt about that. And St Kilda, certainly, you can hear the crowd. They're getting
The natives are going crazy here, what?
Absolutely, I can hardly hear myself think. I'm sure you can pick up the crowd in the background as the umpire passes the ball. The players are up. Salmon's down in the centre having a bit of a hit out. He gets it through and manages to get a handball down. Baker gets his kick out. No one there. It's going to go over the line and out of bounds and be carried through. Just on the 50-metre mark of Hawthorn. What am I saying? Essendon's attacking goal.
A few of these players, Gill, have obviously been putting in for the first 3 quarters, have gone out of the game. The younger players, the lesser experienced ones, and they're relying heavily on the experienced brigade for St Kilda.
Oh, there's a lot of Essendon players who are wanting for a bit of performance today too, and all credit to St Kilda for that. They've really pulled Essendon up and stopped their running game from going. All credit due to St Kilda. The weather, of course, hasn't been that conducive, but nonetheless there have been many lost opportunities because of pressure applied. Folds takes a safe mark after a tap out. A kick out from the tap out, I should say. Folds coming back to settle down, looking for players, looking for a lead. He's going to try and centre the ball. He's found someone to kick it to. Can he do it? Harvey up in front, but over the back is a strong mark by St Kilda, and that's Ingleton who's taken a great mark. He's driven the ball out, done something good with his. Gamble picked up the ball. Hotly pursued is Ezard. Can't do it, runs around and gets rid of him. Ingleton again receives the handball. Elects to put the ball in. Elshaw's tackled Keel. He says, come on. Merritt now receives the handball. He turns around, lines up to, see if he can kick someone too. And there's down on the ground is a strong mark. Definitely strong mark. I couldn't quite pick up who that was. It looks like Billy Duckworth from here. Yeah, it's a bit hard at the distance there, but on the monitor it's obviously Duckworth, a very solid fella. Duckworth, he's going to have a go this time, see what he can do. Duckworth, he was trying before to kick a goal, but it was a shocking kick. Let's see if he can make amends for this one. St Kilda certainly back in this game, and Essendon needing this goal to get in front. The ball's on its way.
Kicked it. Missed it.
It's 1 point. Oh, gee, you'd never pick it, would you?
Yes.
No doubt about it. So it's straight kicks the difference now. St Kilda 6 goals, 12, 48. Trailing Essendon 8 goals, 12, 60. We're right on the 15-minute mark of this quarter as the kick out has been taken. Sharked off the pack is Ezard. He's put the ball to ground. He's trying to run around 5 players. Now he gets his kick in. Harvey on his own uncontested. Pardon me. And that was as a result of Madden's beautiful tap out from the throw-in. Good bit of football. Ezard lucky to get away with that one. But nonetheless, he did. He got the ball across to Harvey. Harvey's been getting a lot of kicks. Certainly not been what I would call dangerous today, but certainly getting a lot of kicks out on the wing and flank positions. Coming back to line up his kick now. Essendon really want this one if they want to make sure of winning this game and staying in the 5. A lot of people trying to knock on the door. The ball's on its way. No doubt about it, the umpire says, put your glasses down. That's a goal. Essendon 9 goals, 12. Leads St Kilda 6 goals, 12. A lead of 3 goals at the 16-minute mark. And that was a bit of lucky football, I suppose. They were playing extremely well with Madden to get the ball out. Ezard, you've got to watch him, haven't you, Murray? You've got to cover him every time. He's a very loose player, very busy.
Unbelievable player. He sharked that beautifully off the pack. Tried to do a bit too much with it. Still had plenty of time after his balking and evasive action to get the kick down to Mark Harvey, who eventually kicked the goal. Bit of loose checking there by St Kilda. But Essendon experience and class showing a little bit. Bearing out a little bit now at the 17-minute mark. 2 straight kicks the difference. A goal to St Kilda here would make it very interesting. I'd give you the males. Well, Jones, rucked all day. Here's a chance as Narkle, danger player for St Kilda. Looking down here for Lockett. He traps the ball out in front of him. They've got plenty. Oh, he can't do anything. No one helps him. As Danaher, the experience of Danaher comes in, and he'll clear the ball out. He might have kicked it out in the full. He has.
Great game of footy today, Murray.
Yep, Andrew Jobling will bring this one back into play. Good game. St Kilda desperately in need of a goal here. Play on, the umpire said after that trip. Players going in everywhere. Walsh keeps it in play. Kicks it around here. Peter Keel comes out. Now Ezard. He can pick it up. He turns on a too tough bit. Intercepted there by Jones. Tried to do that little stab pass again. Runs around the boundary line. Duckworth keeps it in play. No, the whistle's blowing. And it looks like it's out of bounds. Out of bounds on the 50-metre mark on the right forward flank for Essendon. They lead by 12 points, 2 straight goals. The whistle goes to recommence play. Oh, there's got to be something happening here. Tamei Gets it down. Ingleton chasing. It goes over bounds again. A little bit closer around, further away at least from Essendon's goal. And the umpire will throw it back in. Well, Jones, tap down. Essendon player picks it up, kicks it down here to the forward position. Comes to the ground, here's Ezard again, danger player. Gill in front, gets the hand pass, it's intercepted by Essendon player. They're tapping it and it goes over the line, and the St Kilda players happy to see it out of the danger area and will be thrown in again. Here we go. Essendon looking good. 20-minute mark. Can they hang on? Here's a chance. Gotch. Burns. Dragged off the ball. Essendon are really manning up in this quarter. Caught with the ball. No, play on. Here's Donnell. Swings around, a big high one. Should be at a St Kilda mark. Comes to ground to May. Falls on it. Mark Gamble also in there. Bit of a scruffy passage of play here, and the umpire again will come in and ball it up. This is what you've got to expect on a day like today, although we've been lucky we haven't had too much rain.
Well, St Kilda still thinking that they're in with a chance here, and I must admit, you know, there's still another 7 or 8 minutes of football left. Anything can happen in this game because Essendon's still not looking settled at all. As you can see on your screen now, it's very scrappy football. St Kilda not letting Essendon at all get away with the ball. There's Cunningham, who's been busy all day, done a heap of things. Jones impressed with his work today. He certainly lifted the boys and let them know he's in there trying to get a big win. The tap out by Merritt over to Duckworth. Duckworth scoops the ball out, drives the ball down towards the forward line. And what's he done this time? It's only a point. I was going to say that was a goal, it'd be the hard way of doing it.
3 straight
Another
points.
point to the Bombers. That makes it just a bit more difficult for St Kilda now to keep pegging them back. But you can back it in, they're not going to give up without a fight.
Valuable point that to increase their margin to 13. And Duckworth has kicked 3 straight behind.
Absolutely. 21-minute mark of the final quarter here at Moorabbin. As we see the kick out being taken now. Essendon in front by 19 points. The kick, Harvey tries to take the mark in the middle of the pack, and in fact he holds that one. Quick snap, looking for a player, and he has. Folds, driving the ball into the centre of the ground. The players set themselves. Baker tries to break through the pack and does. He's caught cold, and it's not the first time that that's happened to him today either, Elshaw. Elshaw's been caught a few times like that, where it walked in and just dropped him like a bag of spuds to the ground, and the umpire will not make a decision. I thought he was caught cold then, but he just likes to bounce the ball up.
Elshaw hasn't had one of his better days, that's for sure.
That's right. Merritt getting into the ruck there, gets the tap out, taps the ball down to the forward line. Clark in there trying to do something, hunting for shoot, but couldn't do it. These St Kilda players are really doing well. Gee, you better get a move on though, buddy. Here we go, the players are nicely tapped on a Narkle running through. Keel says, I'll help you through with the Peter Budge in behind them. In front, that's couldn't quite pick it up. And that's a young Walsh is fighting out there. No, what's the umpire done?
Shocking decision. That was a mark, I'm sure.
I'm sure it was. I was pretty happy to give that to him. I thought he'd earned every bit of it too, you know. Grant is a bit of a goer, and he and Walsh have been at it all day. But no, the umpire says it wasn't true. So Jones says, well, I'll clear the ball out, but Baker intercepts now. Walsh says, I'm taking it. He keeps the ball out. Harvey again, he's had about 20 kicks this game, no doubt about it. Running out to meet it, of course, is
Keel.
Keel.
No, it's McConville, sorry.
Is it McConville?
6-12. McConville.
Intercepted.
Clark. Neil Clark.
Nobby Clark, yep. Driven down to the wing position. Scooped up, umpire says play on. Running in to get it is big Roger Merritt, who hasn't had the best of days, although he's been busy, been very busy. And Cunningham says, I thought I had that from him. He's not happy, but he knew damn well that he'd been in his back. Merritt, pretty happy not to say too much, just to take his kick. And I think he's going to have a big go too. Gee, it's a big tussle in the old St Kilda crowd. By then, letting them know what's going on.
15 metres because he threw the ball back over his head.
Mucking around.
Silly stuff, and Graham Jelly won't be happy
He's not
with
the
that.
best kicks at all, and so this gives him a chance now to put a major on the board from an extra 15 metres. Yep. Will he use it? Coming in to take his kick, Merritt. The ball's off the boot. It's in the air. Will just make the distance, will it? Tough line and over the line for a point. Another point. Shocking kicking by both teams, really. 6 goals, 12-48, St Kilda. Trailing Essendon 9 goals, 14-68. That's a lead of 20 points to the Bombers as they see the ball now. He run around, he's carried it over the line.
Silly play,
It was a bit unfortunate for Gamble. He should have known better than that. He carried it over the line. And he says, you've got to go back over your mark and let them take the kick. You come right back here so Stephen Clark can have a go. Stephen Clark, of course, will be looking for a lead. Big kick left the boot. He's going to have a shot for goal. It's going to go across the face of goal, and again it'll be over the line and through for another point. 9:15, 69 Essendon at the 23.5-minute mark. I would say time's run out for the Saints, but not without a tough fight, that's for sure. We're only 2 minutes off time on. The scores again, St Kilda trailing Essendon by 21 points. As we see a big kick out taken by McConville. It's a beautiful kick too. And almost a gorgeous mark there pulled out of the sky, but the umpire said, no, you didn't hold it, play on. Baker scooping through, running around, has a little snapshot. No one there to pick up the ball. It's a shocking kick. Narkle doing everything he can and should get a free from the back, but the umpire says play on. Now we see the St Kilda player, and who is it? Collins. Collins doing everything he can, but brought to ground. Folds in there to try and stop them. And by gee, they're putting up a fight, aren't they?
Yep, that's for sure. Plenty of pressure being put out there at St Kilda. Just sort of weakening a little bit, wilting a little bit under the pressure that Essendon are applying. 25-minute mark, approaching time on. Looks like Essendon's got this one here down at Moorabbin. Tapped out. Gary folds, goes to ground. Gotch in there. Richardson. Cunningham's quite happy to see him off the ball. Oh, I don't believe you. I think this umpire's got it in for Daryl Cunningham. He did tackle him, he threw him to ground. Sure, they're not playing tiddlywinks out there. This is football. He gets a free kick. I don't agree with that one. I'd like to see that on Watch Your Decision on World of Sport tomorrow and see how he gets out of it. The umpire, pretty ordinary conveyance, these umpires today, I reckon. Anyway, that's my opinion, and I'll keep it to myself. We see Essendon kick it through for a behind. They move on to, let's have a look, just waiting for the scoreboard.
9:15.
9:16, 70, 9:16, 70, that'll teach you, to St Kilda 6:12, 48. 22 points the difference. The standard umpiring here today, I would expect it better from them. I'll say no more.
Sure, there'll be a couple of mild complaints.
Sure, all by St Kilda players too. Here's Walsh. He's a good player. Does nothing when he plays Victoria over. Sorry, really.
It's all right, man.
Cunningham comes in here strongly. Here's the little goal sneak. Here's that. He looks for a hand pass to Hawker. He dodges around, swivels, turns, still doing it. Out here to Foles. A hand pass. This is another goal. You can put your glasses down as Elshaw fires and throw the big sticks. And Essendon 10-16, 76. To St Kilda 6-12, 48.
That was Elshaw's second goal. However, that was a play set up by Hawker then, who tried to do too much. With a bit of luck, he was able to get the handball through. And if you can see in your replay there, that ball went straight through the middle. The umpire didn't have to move. And Essendon getting the hard ones. A deliberate shot, certainly letting them down. Very, very similar sort of football that we've seen. St Kilda also getting the hard goals, and the simple ones hit the post offline. Both teams fairly similar in their attack for goal, as you can see by the scoreboard. 10-16, St Kilda 6-12.
Sure. And St Kilda are still trying very hard, but I seem to think they lose a little bit of their endeavour when they get too far behind. Anyway, a few minutes of the game remaining. Essendon right on top as Clark comes out. Here's Duckworth. Can he register a major for the first time today? He goes for the kick. He's done it. And another one to Essendon. And they're showing their true class now, and they're starting to pull away from St Kilda. And Essendon 11 goals, 16-82. St Kilda 6-12, 48. In the space of this quarter, they've really powered on. Considering
I'd be fair to say that the score is not indicative of the game, with the pursuit of the ball, of the attitude of the St Kilda players, and the way the game has gone. It's been nip and tuck all day. And I don't think anybody who hasn't seen the game could say that St Kilda has lost this game that well. Roger Merritt is what's happening. You can hear Roger Merritt going off the ground. That's all the background noise you can hear. The umpire bounces the ball up. Salmon has a tap out to Hawker. Hawker picks up the ball and handballs to Baker. Baker drives the ball down, but it's beautifully intercepted, which has been happening all day by a St Kilda player Cunningham. It's been a hard day.
There's a chance for St Kilda.
Great kick by St Kilda, driving down to the centre half forward. No one can quite take the ball. Players in everywhere. Salmon trying to do something. The umpire's found a free kick, and it's unbelievable. Donnell's going to give the ball over to his teammate and says, OK, you go ahead and have a kick. The game's almost over, and I guarantee it's not going to be happy. Oh, a great mark. Great mark, and a beautiful handball too. He's decided to give it to Evans. Evans handing it through. Jobling doing everything he can to try and stop him from taking the mark, but it's a strong mark taken by Thompson.
Inexperience kicking. Evans came through receiving the hand pass, but kicked it to nobody. There's no one home down there. Maybe he should have had a little look before.
Hamilton takes the mark, elects to play on and gets caught. Harvey getting in underneath it. Umpire says you're in the back. He did fall on him. Peter Budge didn't try to. It just happened that way, but nonetheless, it's a free. Harvey elects to play on, gets the ball to Donnell. Donnell has a kick in the air. Players up. St Kilda players everywhere. Oh, Gamble, no doubt about it. He's done some good things today down that back line. He's certainly made it difficult for the Essendon boys to convert. He'll leg play on with a handball. He finds himself in a player in Tomei. Tomei kicks the ball out in a driving punt, looking for some. Peter Budge meets Harvey heavily. They're okay though, nobody hurt. The ball is scouted off the pack and driven down to the centre half forward position. Elshaw on his own. Is he going to have a look? No, he decides to handball to Elshaw to Ezard. Ezard couldn't get under it probably. Jones has thrown his big body on top, tries to get away with it. Nobody can do anything.
Thank you.
And the umpire said a free kick to you, St Kilda, and I tell you what do you got to do to earn a kick? No doubt about it.
Yes, and the crowd quite happy with that one. They applaud the umpire as St Kilda get one of their rare kicks as Salmon comes in and intercepts one on the 50-metre line. He turns around, plays on quickly. It's a shocking kick. Coming on there is Nicholas Walsh. He goes to ground. Almost gave that one out there to Considine. They go in it. What's happening here? It's a mark to Keel. Plays on. Out here to Bradley Gotch. Gotch on the left foot looking for Narkle. He takes it, looking to play on. A little chip pass out here for John Collins. Oh, pushing the back as he went to kick it, but that's fair. Down here now, Essendon recover. Folds down here to Ezard. Ezard takes it on the half volley, 50 metres out, big kick. Oh, hang on, what's happening here? He missed that one completely. He's going to take it over the boundary line. No, keep it in play. 24 for
Frawley.
St Kilda's Frawley, the full-back. Keeps it back into play. Evans comes down. We've got a free kick here. We've got one. Paul Tomei will receive. There goes the siren. And the end of the game, Essendon have defeated St Kilda. Essendon 11 goals, 16-82 have defeated St Kilda. 6 goals, 12-48 down here at Moorabbin. On behalf of Jeff Gill, this is Murray Clapp signing off from Moorabbin from Pro Sport Football.
You want to be a real footballer? I mean a real footballer. You've got to look like a real footballer. You've got to go for the mark. The VFL mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark.
Go for the VFL mark at Myer. Real footy onesies, real footy shorts, and real supporters wool jumpers in all club colours and badges. Go for the VFL mark at Myer.
Well, the Bombers trailing by 1 point at half-time, but getting their game together slowly but surely in the second half. But still a good performance by St Kilda. As we check the final scoreline, Essendon 11-16-82, St Kilda 6-12-48. Incidentally, for the Southern Saints, all 6 kicked by individuals, whilst for Essendon, Paul Salmon couldn't do it 2 weeks in a row, could he? 11 last week and 2 this week. Tony Elshaw also contributed 2. But it was an important victory for Essendon because there is still a faint hope of them sneaking in with a double chance come finals time. At the moment, they lie in 4th position on the ladder, 1 game and percentage away from Carlton. So the next 2 rounds, all important to Essendon. And don't forget, of course, you'll be able to catch all that action of rounds 21 and 22 here on Pro Football.